This episode is brought to you by your locally owned and operated McDonald's restaurants. They have been proudly serving Jackson and the surrounding area for over 40 years. Thank you to all of the communities that have supported us throughout the years. We truly appreciate your business. Get in there and try one of those apple fritters, man, and the other baked goods. The mun's got it going on. Big thanks to AP Prep. Hey, if you want to earn the day, get your ass over to AP Prep. You can find them on the internet at apprep.info. Earn the day. This episode is also brought to you by GILLUM Insurance, specializing in life, farm, auto, home, and commercial insurance. Give them a call at 740-395-0357 for a quote today. If you want to get treated right, save a little money, and make sure your stuff is covered properly, GILLUM Insurance is Chubby Bartender endorsed.
Hey guys, huge thanks out there to Geiger Brothers Construction, professional engineering and commercial construction. Hey, give these guys a call, 740-286-0800. Hey, you'll be glad you did. Now, Chad, I'll just go ahead and say this.
Chose that right off.
Have you? They're all his favorite cigars.
Look,
I've not heard of any.
It's kind of like, does anybody have a favorite child? You know? I mean, I love them all, man.
You do?
Yeah.
Jess is like holding her hand.
Hey, I mean, you know, they're all my children, my rebellious children.
Hey, we got to give a special thanks out to our man down in Florida, Steve Lloyd, for the Arturo
Fuente ashtray. I mean, look, man, we got a 4-arm tray there. Oh. This is outstanding.
This is handmade. This is a handmade ashtray.
It's
I didn't realize this when I made that video the other day.
Yeah.
We also got us a $100 wine voucher.
My goodness, Steve. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh, my good. Claim within 30 days, delivery included. So we got to get on that, Tyler. If you want to be looking up wines while we're doing this show,
vino.
Feel free.
Not our everyday, but we're comfortable.
With wine?
We took a very good lesson from Skinner.
We did.
I mean,
we did.
You know, we'll get
you
some
watch
LPR.
that one with Mike Skinner?
Oh, yeah. Mike Skinner.
He's a wine connoisseur.
That kind of was my guy for a while.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that?
You were a
when
big
we
fan.
went to Charlotte.
That was your guy.
That was my guy.
Yeah.
It was Skinner.
You wearing a T-shirt?
Buying T-shirts like that.
I might have had a T-shirt.
Yeah,
it was early.
I think I was the one that
in
made
his
all the
career.
rash purchases that day.
You and Wiley both.
And we actually did it right. Like, we took a limo from the hotel to the race, if you remember right.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was smart, though.
Oh,
That
I
was
mean,
a
dude,
really
the
good move.
VIP parking, remember
Well,
that?
we were right
We didn't
there.
even realize how smart it was.
Oh, it was
till
perfect.
I mean, that worked out very well.
Well, John Perry, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the show.
Cheers,
Yes, cheers to you.
Yes.
Right back at you.
Yes.
Thank
Hey,
you.
what are you drinking on tonight?
There's some Coke in there.
Diet Coke?
And some vodka, I believe. Tito's. looks
Tito's.
like. Yeah.
Switching it up tonight, a little taste of Austin. There we go.
I have never had.
Right there, bud.
I have never had vodka and Coke.
Never?
Never.
I got on that in Cancun, Mexico. And I've been a fan ever since. Yeah.
Huh, I'll have to try that. I've never tried.
Well, now your dad is probably a bourbon guy, but also, I mean, he's got those Polish roots, man.
He's big
He
into
likes
vodka. He's a
he
big
likes a
vodka
little
guy.
vodka.
Tom does?
Oh, that guy's a
yeah.
proper. He's a proper Polak. I believe you'd appreciate me
Yes.
saying that.
We would.
Yeah.
But
He's
more
proud.
of a cranberry and Sprite guy.
Cranberries. Well, I mean, you need to show him the drink I'm about ready to make then, because I think he'd be all over that.
The Chadwick?
Yes.
Give him an idea. Will
Yeah, I'll give him an idea. That'd probably pass a Friday. That would probably get him through a Friday, I'd say, real easy.
I probably should be on the vodka more. It's probably a little healthier than
There's no carbs.
no carbs.
No carbs. You can do it on a keto diet. Did you know that?
I did not.
There you go.
How many carbs is in bourbon?
I don't know.
Not very many.
Not
I don't
very
think,
many.
Yeah.
You want to stay with your whiskeys, bourbons, and vodka.
Yeah.
Well, my body tells me I don't want to stay with any of them.
Yeah. His body backfired on him there with
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a little bourbon.
Really?
Well, I think he was overserved. It might have been me. Like I'll my hands up. It might have been my fault. Me or I'd rather blame Jeff Matthews.
Yeah,
but
I haven't been on it since. Now I did have 2 cocktails at the office party the other day.
yeah. See, now we're gonna. I mean, look, I'm not gonna have this talk of never doing it again. I mean,
Right.
we'll let him go ahead and lick his wounds a little bit. That's good. But
Too
I
many
mean,
guys get into that.
I mean, my God,
Never
man,
again.
my God,
And
man,
it's
you're,
not
you're,
even true.
You're,
And you
you're,
know it's
well,
not
I mean,
true
my
at the
God,
time.
man, you're a cowboy.
Yeah.
You get thrown off a horse, you just say, "What? I'm never riding a horse again."
Right, you get back up.
You see how he brought that around full circle, Tyler?
Well played, sir.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played. I'm excited. Look here. So Chad typically will make him a big ass mess.
I mean, just look at it. Boy,
Look
Steve
at
has
that.
saved you so much anguish.
Oh
That
man!
is-
I mean,
yeah,
because
that's
usually,
nice.
did you see all them ashes
That's
I had to
nice.
wipe up before the show?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's
I
usually
take- I
that's
take
for
great
Chad.
pleasure in
Yeah,
that,
Chad
yeah.
loves to like sprinkle a little ash. And then last week or 2 weeks ago, he does it and then he gives it the old forearm push, off the table. It goes right down in the ice and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So what's this? A Sierra Mist?
Oh, okay. All right, now let me talk a little bit about this being the Christmas season.
It's got a pinkish hue.
Yeah.
kind of
I mean, it
thing.
looks like Christmas, right? It's
It
Christmas
does.
in a glass,
Red.
damn it. But
Yeah.
what we got is around this time of year, guys, you can get to any retail place that has your soda and stuff. Both Sprite and Sierra Mist have a cranberry offering.
Oh,
Okay, now
seasonal.
Yeah, and if you've never mixed that with vodka, you're not living.
Well, that's my
Don't,
next.
yeah.
move.
Don't call yourself a vodka drinker.
Yeah.
Until you have
I'll test it.
tried
here.
this.
You're gonna
This
test it.
this
I'll test
drink originated. I don't know. I'm sure it's been around a lot longer than me, but we picked up on this group that I worked with and had one of those hotel room parties with some vodka and
Deck of cards.
and a lot of this. Yeah, and they affectionately named it the Chadwick. Which may or may not have been, a tip of the cap to myself.
Right. Which is really not your true name, but you'll go with it.
No. I mean, it sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So, I mean, I can't take credit for it, but I will.
Well, drink it up, boys. Drink it up.
Very Christmassy.
Very
Clean. Clean.
Thumbs up.
I've been having those
From
Christmas
Chad.
ales here lately. I like the Christmas ales. Some of them.
A little spicy sometimes. I don't like. I'll tell you what, man. Like I like the hoppy ones, like that taste kind of like a Christmas tree or a pine tree, like the Christmas IPAs or something like that. I don't like the ones that taste like cookies. Like we had a few weeks back, like the real sweet ones that have like a cake flavor to them. I'm not into those.
I like the minty ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
now those aren't bad either.
Like the
I
peppermint
think.
ones, I like
those
those.
are a little harder to find.
They are. They are.
But I don't know if Sierra Nevada makes a nice like
It's just a
IPA
solid
type.
brand.
Yeah, well, it is, and they got a good one, man. It's kind of like they shoved a Christmas tree down in the bottle, and maybe a few orange peels or some
Some
shit
side
like
of
that.
an elixir.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, somewhere of
sat
a
around
cross
and thought about
between, like almost like an IPA and a glass of gin. Yeah.
Very nice. I'm on the coffee.
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
I'm on the coffee, boys. I'm sorry.
Black Rifle.
Now
We've got a Stanley in the house.
It looks, hot.
Well, that's because
I mean, it looks
He
very
probably poured it in that Stanley yesterday.
Yeah.
and it's still
hot. See,
hot.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the looks of that.
And then he probably threw it off the roof of his house.
I used this to build a barn earlier in the week.
As
The
a hammer?
Stanley.
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
hammer. I used it as a hammer.
Wow.
Hey, name a more iconic duo than Black Rifle and Stanley.
No,
That's
just
nice.
tough.
Yeah,
That
I'll
just
tell you. I'll
screams
tell you
tough.
what. I think that the two brands deserve each other.
Agreed.
There you go.
I mean, that's.
Now I did have to, those coffees that I gave you guys
oh yeah.
the other day.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that I was getting those pro bono, that I had signed up for some sort of thing. I did.
Yeah.
I signed up for the bi-weekly delivery.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And I looked at the old business credit card last month, and I was like, there's why I've been getting so much coffee. Hell, I've been buying it.
and you're sitting there thinking, man, these guys just love me.
Oh, yeah. I thought, man, they're mailing me stickers every 10 days. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the key. Like, it does make you feel good. Like you don't think that you've been paying for it, and they're still sending it. You're like, hey man, geez, I've really made an impression on these people.
Maybe they're fans.
Well, they always say, they always say that
They
like
love me.
if you think that nobody cares about you, nobody gives a shit about you, quit paying your bills. They'll show you immediately. They care. They care deeply.
You get their attention.
Yeah.
So John Perry, man, the local physical therapist,
That's
and
me.
you have been performing physical therapy at least on me now for
That's true.
25 years.
Wow. Well, I've been doing it 30.
Has that how long it's been?
It's 30
So,
years.
so give us the journey, man. So you're in high school and
Yeah.
and you
I
graduate.
thought I wanted to be a pharmacist. Well, my dad thought he wanted me to be a pharmacist. He took me to High Northern, and no offense to anybody that's been to High Northern, I said hell with that. There's nothing up there. Middle
Yeah, it's
of nowhere.
beautiful
It's
cornfield.
flat.
And it's cold.
And it was cold.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this was
yeah.
July, and I'm like, not doing it.
Yeah.
And there was way too much chemistry for me. But physical therapy was. He had a rotator cuff surgery. I was a freshman or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and I went to therapy with him and said, "There you go, I'll do that."
like that.
Whenever you were a
And I
freshman in
loved
high
it.
school
A
or freshman
in high school, so I knew freshman, sophomore year in high school. That's what I was going to do.
Really?
Yeah. Now he won't say this,
Uh-huh.
but this gentleman here graduated #1 in his class from Ohio State University.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Number one in your class?
Yeah,
in
you
the
could
class.
say he was somewhat serious about the craft.
I was
Yeah.
focused.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well, semi-focused.
So
I
this
don't know about
would
completely focused.
that would have
Did,
been
did all that while also developing a serious talent for line dancing.
at the same time.
Yeah,
I did.
two-stepping.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were a line dancer?
It was good. Oh, buddy. I
He
could
had
do
the
a tush
outfit, he had
push
everything,
now.
man.
I
Like,
could
he
do
had-
a tush push.
Yeah.
It's like
Really?
people go, nah, that's a tush push.
He's got- hey,
Let me
nice
tell you-
cowboy hat,
Let me tell you
boots.
how
I mean-
serious I got. I was on. Do you remember back in the day the Wild Horse Saloon
Oh,
that was
been
on
there.
CMT?
Yeah.
Been on that show.
Shane, my buddy Runyon,
Yeah.
was the house band there.
Well, I was on the show, but let me tell you, the people from the Opry were there, like the dancers. Can't hold. I mean, it was awful because they were so good, and you're out there thinking, "I'm pretty good." And I
Oh,
asked
they
to be
schooled
here.
you up.
So you're trying to hide pretty quick.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
yeah, I
pretty
did
cool
that.
though. You
I
got to
forgot all
scoot a
about
boot
that.
on the scooting a boot on the
Yeah,
wild
the
horse.
Wild
man.
Horse.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I did do that.
On the show.
On the show.
Have you found the episode in the archives? On the
I'm
online?
not going to even. No,
I am.
You can look. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm
It's
going to
been
look
a minute.
for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll
guess,
pull that
wow,
up.
probably
Yeah.
mid '90s, late '90s.
So you started with me back 1996, 95,
football.
96, whenever and you both were there.
Oh, yeah.
Football. That was a
Yeah, this guy was as big a part of that coaching staff as,
I loved
as
it.
all of us.
I ate it up,
we,
didn't I?
we did, man. We had a, that was a fun time. I mean,
Oh.
any.
It was fun for you guys because you guys were friends at the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was a
Yes.
player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
two different worlds, but at the same time, one goal.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you guys experiencing your
and the
thing.
kids
going.
were awesome and being around them and guys. I mean, that was a special group.
Oh, it was.
Kids,
man.
it
That
really
was
was.
fun. It was.
Rest in peace to our buddy Joey.
Yep.
Joey Boggs,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Oh, this guy was integral in getting him
I'm
back.
telling
Yeah,
you
you were
what.
tight with Joey.
Yeah. So let me tell you a story about Joey. So he's getting ready to come back to sprint, like he can actually go full go.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we're going to race and we're going to run because I've.
How old is Joey at this time?
What do you do? Junior, senior year? Junior year?
He did it in junior year, but then he played out the rest of the year.
Correct.
You guys fitted him with a brace.
So this had been before his senior year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm working with him
That
on the
summer,
field,
probably.
and he hadn't sprinted yet, so we're running, and I'm challenging him a little bit.
Yeah.
And at the time, I could run a little bit.
Oh, I remember that.
and
Yeah, you'd run with us.
and I ran track in school. Okay, anyway,
yeah.
so I'm doing pretty well with him. And so we'd line up, and he'd be quarterback, and he'd run like it in my time it was Q8 or Q9
Power,
So
yeah,
just-
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
22 boot.
And I'd be like a line, and I'd try to beat him to the corner or try to go get him.
Yeah.
And a couple times I got him, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it feeling? Good.
Yeah.
And then I said, he said something like, "You're a little pretty fast." And I'm like,
Boggs called you out.
"Yeah."
I can
I
see
said,
that.
"I'm not bad." He said, "Well, this time I'm gonna go full go." And I said, "All right." It wasn't even close, man. He was talking to me
Really?
as he went by me. He's like, "Come on." And so it was pretty funny.
Dude, he
So when I thought I was catching him and doing pretty good,
Yeah.
he wasn't even going full.
Hey,
go.
he was another
He's
one.
fast.
We talked to
Yeah.
with Matthews. We talked about some of those guys that used to just be freaks back in the day.
Yeah.
And Joey was one of those.
Well,
really
I mean,
was.
Talking about that injury, I mean, if I remember right, like I don't know what the protocol was like back when he did that. It's probably changed since then, but like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
didn't he kind of speed up the timeline on that?
He is
compared to a lot of-
incredible. Just leaps and bounds with
Yeah.
what he could do. He could just move so good. Such
And
a good
like
athlete.
he recovered very quickly
very
from that,
quickly.
didn't
And he was tough.
Another
doing
kid
it.
that didn't spend a lot of time working out.
Not
Wow.
till later in his career. Now,
Later,
like
yeah.
after that happened, like his junior and senior year, man, he got really strong.
Yeah.
I mean, he started really buying into the weight room.
Okay.
Right. But some of those guys that are just so good are like, I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
He was that way with everything he played.
I bet you if you played pool with that guy, man.
I have.
He's a basketball player, and he
Well,
could've
heck,
done
you
any
get
of
him on the golf course, anywhere you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's just the way he was. So, rest in peace, old Joey. But I remember you were a part of that, and so
It was
and
fun.
it was before every game. I would holler at John. It's Bud's turn. You'd come over there and you'd stretch out my hamstrings.
Oh yeah, hamstrings.
There was several things
I
that
go out
was-
for warm ups and catch
Oh, yeah.
some, for the receivers. I was into it.
You had-
no
you had-
X's and O's guy. I mean, I'm not even close to that. I'm just helping out.
You're just helping. That's a good cigar, by
Yeah,
the way.
and
those are,
you know,
those are one of my
injuries
favorites.
or strength conditioning, but it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
yeah, you were
A
like
lot
one of
fun.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved
Yeah.
it.
And,
Yeah.
and you would be there some during two-a-days, I can remember,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the time you were just Friday nights. Do you remember Trainer Ray?
Stingray.
Ooh, there's a blast from the past.
Real tall guy.
What was he? He was a certified midget.
Well, he would say no.
He wasn't.
He
He's a lying to
Now,
himself.
remember, he
Hey,
argued,
Ray, if
he
you're out
argued
here-
that with
He
us,
did.
remember?
We got into that. We got into that one night.
Yeah, he
over
argued
beers.
with
I
us
think
because
that
he
was
said
very
he
good.
was like an inch over.
I
the
figured he
legal,
had papers.
Whatever that
It was
limit
a
is.
Horsley's house. Maybe Wayne could clear
The
that
guy.
up, but yeah.
I don't want to really. I mean,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't
I
need to
felt.
get into
I'll tell you what. I
details,
felt
Ray,
really. I
but
felt
he
really
was
bad.
not
That I
tall,
felt
yeah.
really bad that night because, like, as far as athletic trainers that I've known in my life, I'll tell you, man, and I've known a lot of them. I think that guy's my favorite.
he's one of the best.
Oh, he's one of my favorites.
Oh,
He's
the
my
best.
favorite by
Oh,
far.
he
Yeah.
was awesome.
yeah.
Like I'll be honest. Like my dad was not always the easiest guy to work for. If you
We'll
were
play for.
yeah, and like, but man, like he and Ray never conflicted. I
Well,
mean,
'cause-
they were very like minded. Like
Yeah.
Ray would run people out of the training room. Man.
Yeah, he would.
Like
Play, get
I've,
tough.
I've never
not,
seen
not
anybody like
baby
it. I mean, here he
people.
was. I mean, as big as he was. I mean, he would just
Well-
he would be telling this guys, man, you're a puss.
I've seen
Get
him
out
hang
of
off a face mask.
Yeah,
He'd get them down,
Yeah.
pull their face mask, and they'd stand up, and he'd be hanging, man,
Yeah,
and kicking. But
I
still
believe this,
yelling.
man.
I wonder
I mean,
whatever
he
happened to
was-
that guy, man.
I don't remember
Ray
his last name.
Panera. If you ever
Italian.
looking at us, yeah.
He's
If you
Italian,
ever
man.
look
Tough
at
little
us,
Italian.
call in, bro.
Yeah, I'd like to-
or
I'd like
just
to
say,
talk to
man,
Ray.
I'd like to see Ray. I don't know where he is. I mean, we'd have to like now Ray. No offense, but like if you stand up tall, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, so we can see you. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we just need to move on from that. Good guy, though.
Oh, I
And-
loved him.
Oh
Loved
yeah.
him.
Hey,
Yeah.
so you get down with the High Estate.
Yeah.
It's early '90s.
It is early 90s.
Where do you go? So what? So you
I went local here first.
Okay.
Holzer, and started working as a PT, but quickly decided I want to do some other stuff. So I started like consulting, doing college and pro teams because I got hooked up with some guys. Gary Gray is the name, Vern Gambetta, and those guys were doing it. And I just said, hey, let me come look over your shoulder. So it was my dime to
These
do
guys
it.
were Olympic guys, right, John?
Yeah, they
And
met.
also
Like if
pro
Jordan got
football.
hurt, that's who
Yeah.
they take it. Still to this day, if LeBron would get hurt and they'd say, what do we do for this guy? They'd take him to Gary.
really?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
whenever what are they doing with people? So are they
he'd look at
desi-
him and say, here's the issue. Now you guys go back and do this with them. Or we would go to their facilities. Like we've gone pro football teams, pro basketball teams. I got a really good story at the U of M, University of Michigan. Actually, I actually had an interview there and got offered a job and I'm a High State guy, but the University of Michigan, and worked with Michael Phelps there because he was going to school at the time.
Okay.
So you want to hear a good story
Yeah,
about
let's
Phelps?
hear it.
Okay. All right, so Phelps had some pain. And I know nothing about swimming. Okay.
right.
Swimming to me is laying on a raft with beverage of choice in a cup holder. That's me swimming.
Going swimming this afternoon.
I don't know anything about it. So what we do, you watch underwater cameras of how they move, and so I go, because I know mechanics, I'm like, well, that's what you need to do, and they call it dry land training. So my job was work on dry land training for Mr. Phelps, right? So I need to look at him because he was having some pain. So I'm going to evaluate this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Watch him move, watch him do some things. Well, their uniform of choice, what's uniform of choice for a swim team?
Speedos.
Speedo.
Panties.
No, I don't do Speedos.
Yeah.
So I literally say to Bowman, his coach, his personal coach.
Get this man in some shorts.
I need some shorts. I don't care if he puts a shirt on or not, but he needs some shorts.
You just couldn't handle
I
it?
couldn't do it. Yeah. Well, he's going to crawl. He's going to move around, and it's not going to be good for either one
be
of us,
weird.
probably.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
it's weird for me.
I think that you
Maybe
go.
not
I
for
think
him.
you go one extreme to the other. You either say, "All right, get this man some shorts," or you say, "Just take it off. Take that speedo
Okay,
off."
that- I probably
we're
would
going,
do that.
We're going straight Roman Olympics here. We're going to compete nude. I mean, just take it off.
Option, but I went with the shorts.
And I support that.
And yeah,
I support that,
so good guy, pretty intense dude.
Phelps.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you don't get to be the. Yeah.
he's pretty intense. He was either in the pool or eating. I mean, the guy did.
Yeah,
I'm sure he went to class.
There was
probably.
something there. Wasn't he eating like 10,000 calories a day?
It was up in the teens, I think, 13, 14, 15. Yeah,
I'm sure he went to class as much as he needed to, but
probably.
What did he get in trouble for? Smoking weed?
weed. Yeah, that was probably so he could eat more.
Yeah.
Or something.
So he was doing it during. They tested him during the Olympics.
I think, or just after, something
Yeah.
or in between, or
Yeah,
something.
he never got busted while competing.
So are you on a contract that you can't get stoned after you win the Olympics?
I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem to affect his career
I
that
think.
much.
I think you should have a pass, really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you?
Shouldn't you be able to do what you want? You're an Olympic.
I think so.
Yeah,
You got a gold medal.
Yeah, it's
Several.
Like, hey, it's
Several.
Like, it's
It's
like,
not-
okay, man, I smoked a little bit of weed, but do you see this gold medal? Or do you see these 8 gold medals?
Yeah, I mean that's what I said. Do you sign up for a contract that you can't get stoned the rest of your life? If
Well,
you
no.
Win
I
the
mean,
gold.
Yeah, but maybe
Win the
while you're
gold. Don't win the
competing.
green.
Yeah. Green does
But
not
that was
equal
cool.
gold.
I mean, that kind of stuff's cool. It's funny. I've told Chad this before, maybe you this before. You'd be surprised at the level of care some of these guys get as you go.
Oh yeah.
It's not what you think it is, and it's not as good as you think it is.
Did you watch the Tyson and Jones fight?
I did not.
You did not, man. What is wrong with
I
you?
heard about it. I don't know.
Well, Tyson, he went on Joe Rogan and was talking about his cryotherapy. Did you drop it already? I mean, hey, Steve, did you see this, Steve? Look, you can't take him anywhere.
I'm
Steve.
blaming the cigar.
Yeah, too dry.
This cigar, CAO, come on.
Yeah.
How did this one get through and into the box? I mean, come on, man. That thing isn't even an inch long.
Ruined it.
I mean, come on. First night with the ashtray.
You were looking forward to it, too, weren't you? You wanted to see how long a one you could sit down in there just to
I
show
was
me.
excited. And you know what? It's not over yet.
Well,
that was
maybe
just, that was a weakness.
I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, okay, well, no, that was just one weak spot in there. It'll level out. I'm confident. It'll be all right.
But Tyson was talking about all the cryotherapy and just the all the technology. Like he
Recovery
went
and
into a
yeah.
bariatric chamber. And so I mean, have you dove into all that? Have you gotten that far?
I've done that.
I think it's
You've done that.
amazing how things have evolved.
It's crazy.
Like cryotherapy, for instance.
crazy.
Like, are you in on that, man?
oh, yeah.
What's your take
cold
on that?
showers and cold
Well,
baths.
like
and all
I
that.
remember like the ice baths were coming out like
Oh, that
early
was hot.
2000s.
Yeah, that was hot for a
Like,
minute.
and I mean, there's still a lot of teams
Yeah, High
that are doing
State
that
still
now.
does that.
Yeah,
They all
like
get
every
them
time they
big.
come off the field. And what's the philosophy?
just
on that?
recovery and inflammation.
It helps
and- but it helps a lot of stuff, like even testosterone levels and different things. And people with diabetes, allergies, things like that can help a lot of it because it's recovery. Because you're taking all the blood flow and then you're flushing the blood flow.
Okay, so
when
walk
the
me
blood
through
flow
this. So
comes
what
back.
is cryotherapy?
Cryo would be ice, basically.
So like, you were talking about ice bucket therapy,
ice
or
bug,
baths.
but you could do ice showers.
Okay.
I do ice showers.
So whenever you do the cryo, I thought you were like in a dunk tank. So
You
they've
do
got
that
them
too.
now.
But you go, like I've been to the one in, it's in Gahanna.
Yeah, and that's
And
just
you
a stand-up
go and
booth, right?
Yeah, it's just a stand-up booth, and it's like dry ice almost, where you're inside
Spray
it.
it at you.
Are you frozen?
About 3 to 5 minutes, and it's pretty freaking cold. Yeah, and you wear like mittens and little booty things.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. In recovery time, we got kids in Jackson that do it.
Oh yeah,
that go up there.
So what is this? So tell me what it does.
It's going to help with inflammation process, scar tissue that breaks down, the stuff like that. That anytime you're doing lifting or working hard or injured, it's going to help you heal faster and recover faster.
So like the philosophy, like let's go like the ice baths, where a lot of teams, not just football, but hell, basketball, baseball.
Tennis, anything.
Those seem to be very popular.
Yep.
What's the process there, man? Like they come right off the field and into.
Usually after exercise. You can do it after an event too. But like when we were at the Broncos have a ton of money.
Yeah,
as compared to, let's say, the
Denver
Browns.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have the cryo units, they have underwater treadmills, and those guys are coming off the field and hitting it and doing it constantly. So they're getting back faster that way and healing
So
faster.
it just helps them be more ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, because you got
Even if
anytime
you're
you
not-
lift,
even if you're
that's
not-
inflammation.
So
Anytime you do.
even though you're not necessarily injured.
Right.
And you're saying it's good for the body, like in ways like you're talking about diabetes, different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the science behind that, man?
It's just there's a thing called autophagy where your cells are breaking down and then they regenerate. And you can do that with intermittent fasting. Nothing we can get into that. But intermittent fasting, cryotherapy,
But you know
all
all
that.
about
So
that
you're,
too, don't
yeah,
you?
so you're regenerating your cells and healing, living longer,
Yeah.
being healthier. Yeah.
Huh. Well, Tyson acted like this. The reason he was able to perform at 56 years old the way that he did was
He's a
simply
beast, too.
Oh, my
simply
God.
because of his recovery.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, like, when you go to U of M or anywhere, and you're going to write up what's called a periodization program for their year, the first thing you put in is the recovery times. So this is where we're going to have active rest or recovery. Now let's build in preseason, in-season, off-season workouts.
Okay.
So you got to have that in there, or they're going to be hurt all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
In fact, you remember when Urban first took over, and Mickey Marotti, who's the strength coach there, they beat him up so bad because he wanted to they were injured a lot and had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
They had captains going to Urban going, hey, you're killing us. And
Yeah.
Urban said, yeah, that's cool, but the next time you come here, you're done. So don't come in my office.
yeah.
Really?
Complaint department
So-
is out in the parking lot. Yeah.
But yeah, they beat him up pretty good his first year there, even though they went undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This has been with Claret, those guys.
No, I'd have been past them.
No,
I'd
that
have been
was,
like
this would have been let's see, it was the year after Fickle.
I'm
so-
thinking of one of my
probably
I'm thinking of
Braxton
Tressel.
would have been a
yeah,
sophomore
Braxton
maybe.
Miller.
I was thinking of Tressel. My bad. Or not, Tressel. I was thinking of him.
Simon would have been.
Yeah, John Simon.
John Simon would have been
freaking
defensive.
beast.
Yeah.
So Grant Maston, I've been working out with him. And
He's a guy that does cryo.
yeah, he does cry.
Yeah,
And,
big time. He's into it.
Well, so and I had to have a talk with him about this because I was scared I was going to injure him. All he wanted me for was he wanted to know some of the old school like lifting things that we used to do back years ago, just the basic stuff. Because he's doing a lot of speed and agility. He's doing the workouts with the teams in the morning.
Right.
So I got to talking to him one day, and I didn't know this, but he had worked out this. That was the fourth workout in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I said, Grant, we got
too much.
we got to stop.
Yeah.
I said, you need your rest just as much as you need.
That's exactly
Well,
right.
I mean, the whole thing with weightlifting, man, is like you break down those muscles, then
So
they
you got to
have
recover.
to rebuild.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the way you grow. That's the way you get stronger. And if you're doing it too fast, that's where the injuries come in.
He's just one of those kids. He has to have a ton going on. You know.
Oh, he's a super smart kid.
Oh,
He
my
works
goodness.
hard.
Yes, man.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about him today at the office, man, and just the movement. That he's
I
got.
just wish that he could find some damn motivation.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I look at guys like that and I'm
Man,
like,
be more positive
why
for
are
crying out
you
loud.
so goddamn lazy? Yeah, yeah.
The negativity is awful.
Oh, it's terrible, man. I mean, I mean, man, boy, I tell you, we live in a great world if we had, 1,000 kids like that.
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness, he's top notch.
Yeah, he is.
So you've pretty well. So has the physical therapy world though? But now that I'm getting older, I've even dove into this for round 2 with you because you got me ready for the Spartan.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? I
Yeah.
had something. I had
Oh,
something
yeah.
wrong with the back and the
Yeah.
hips.
Cupped you, I believe. Didn't
Huh?
we? Didn't we cup you?
Well, you did.
We did
Yeah,
some
you
cupping.
did. You cupped.
Yeah.
That was my first cupping. You ever
How'd
done
that
that?
go? No, I've never done that.
It's not bad.
You didn't like it at first.
Well, it's nothing. I mean, would you
Probably
like somebody
hurts.
sucking your
Yeah,
skin
yeah,
off?
yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's
it
like
feels
a-
good when they come off, though, right? I think they do.
Yeah. Well, you might be,
Little bit
look
of
at all these
pain's
tattoos. You
good.
might be into pain.
I'm
and
telling
shit.
you what, you need some.
I got one.
Well, he's already.
Yeah, you
he's
need
got,
some
I
more.
got pudge
You
and
need
old
like a
English
big old
balls.
sleeve or something.
He is thinking about it. I'm gonna expose him right here. There
Yeah.
has been talk at the highest level of a sleeve on that
I'm
gentleman.
telling you, you need to go sleeve.
Well, that was one reason why I
Yeah.
jumped at this opportunity to work out with Grant. I thought, hey, if I can get the old pipes back,
Throw a sleeve on there.
The half sleeve on that,
Half sleeve,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's
Well,
start
once
off.
you get started, it's like addicting.
Well, I got
mean,
mine. I was
they
drunkard
go
hell
over.
in South Beach, Miami, Florida on spring break.
Yeah.
MTV
Just
was
put
there.
a little thought into it and go.
MTV was there that year, and we were on South Beach, and here my redheaded ass, never seen Florida sun, laid out there drinking in the
Lobster.
sun all day, and then decided to go get a tattoo that evening.
What'd you get?
What did I get?
Yeah, what is it?
Pudge
Can you say
on my arm. Yeah, that's it. Real original.
Then on down in his arm it says "Mom."
Mom plus dad equals me.
That's good.
How many tattoos do you have?
A lot.
Yeah.
If I had to count them all, 10 maybe? I'm looking at Jess. Maybe 10 overall. I just got one of them.
How many do you have, Jess?
You want to know.
Yeah.
She's counting.
She's counting. That's a bunch.
I got 1, 2.
4. Okay. Well, I think you're going to have to dress it up a little bit. You're going to have to step up
got
your
right
game.
at 10.
Yeah.
10.
When'd you get your first one? How
Now
old
my
were you?
last one, 6 years ago. So
You got your first one 6 years ago.
Yeah, 46.
You're due for some new ink.
I am.
Yeah.
I already know what I'm getting too.
Oh,
but
okay.
I got one on my side not too long ago. And let me tell you what. You want to see how tough you are? Get one on your rib cage.
You got one right down there.
Right through here. I mean, it covers the whole.
What has gotten into that? Why would
Yeah,
you
you
want
wanna
to do
see it?
that? Yeah, let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it.
He's not ashamed of it.
Jesus!
Man.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. I'm telling
How
you.
many
it's
hours was that?
Combined 9 hours.
Who does your work, man?
Guy in Columbus, Anthony Dubois.
So you're not afraid to go ahead and
He's
give
awesome.
the man a shout out.
He's awesome, but it
What's the
hurt
name of his
like
place?
Stained Skin on High Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, how much money do you have in these tattoos?
Wow. Well, it's
Thousands?
$100 an hour.
Oh, okay.
And
They do it by the hour now?
Yeah, I'm $12,000 probably.
Jesus. Jeez, that's ridiculous.
It's up there. Well, I love it.
Oh,
Jess, she likes
it's
them.
pay- I
Jess
thought-
likes
I mean,
them.
I'm
You've
not-
got some.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not.
what she
You
said.
have you've got tattoos.
She's got
each
4
time.
of them, she says.
How many did you say? 4?
How many you got, Tyler?
4 or
4.
5.
4 or 5?
You guys want me to leave? I got none.
You got done.
I got
Yeah.
none.
Well, anymore
That's
you're
right on your toe.
you're out of sync if you don't have.
That's
one.
what I mean. Like, I'll tell you what, I do want to get one. My wife and daughter got one last year.
I was gonna say, I
on
thought
Elena's
Melissa had
birthday.
one.
They
Yeah.
both went and got one. They
Is that
got
Melissa's
matching
second?
on their wrist. No, that's her first.
That was her first.
On the wrist, and I was supposed to then go. I was going to get Roman numerals of our wedding date
That's
on
good.
our
That's
on,
good.
on
That's
my,
good.
on my bicep, and then
that's good.
put Vide Cormium or something. I think I had a sweet one.
Ooh, that's
planned out,
good.
but I still haven't executed on it. But I
Yeah.
you know,
Do it.
I'm not afraid. Not at all.
It doesn't feel good. It
Well,
doesn't hurt.
no, listen. I'm not going to
the
get it.
rib cage really hurts.
Yeah, I'm not getting it on my
but
rib cage or
and anywhere around the nipple area.
no. See, I can't, dude. If somebody touches
Unless it's
my
Mindy, you ain't coming after my nipple.
Well,
dude, I won't
it's
even.
all
let-
over here.
My,
and
my,
it
my,
hurt.
my
That
nipples
hurt.
are
Yeah.
forbidden.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
wife,
you
kid,
wanna see how
nobody
tough
touches
you are.
mine, dude.
Yeah, just rib cage or nipples. I'm telling you.
Ooh.
I guess kneecaps. You're gonna have Jules on soon, right? Ask her
yeah.
about her kneecap.
Oh, I bet that would.
'Cause
be.
I guess
thin.
that's-
That's thin right there, man. That's on.
You've where at? Oh, the back of your neck.
Oh, does
Jess
that
has on the
hurt?
back of her
That
neck.
hurt.
Like no fat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll hurt. Any bony.
Mine's gonna be in.
I'm Pudge, bud. There's nothing bony
Yeah,
on
see,
me.
mine-
Well, they'll
mine's gonna
find
be-
one like your elbow or.
Mine's
you know,
gonna be.
that
Mine's gonna be in a
armpit
very,
hurts.
very fatty place, man. Like
I would have thought that hurt worse. I would have thought like
Armpit?
Yeah.
Yeah, armpit hurts.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
it
would've
hurts.
thought That hurt worse.
Yeah,
but
it hurts.
ribs worst.
Ribs worst, hands down, hands down.
Like, are you sitting there thinking, when is this dude gonna be done? Or like,
Yeah, it was tore by
Like
the
it-
end of. Well, I mean, 6 hours. At the end of the 6th hour,
Like,
I'd had
I
enough,
gotta think-
and
I
I'm
mean-
laying on my side.
Like I'm thinking about like
this.
hour,
Jess is like, nah.
hour
For
two,
me, it was.
hour 2. You're like,
tougher.
I'd probably start crying, man. Hour 2, like, all right, dude.
Well, we had. I
Like,
said,
how can
tapped
we?
out.
Yeah, how can we wrap
It's
it
the
up,
first
dude?
time I tapped out and all this.
Oh, you told him after 6 hours, like, all right, dude, that's it.
He said, "We'll continue." The next time it was 3 or 3.5.
Okay. Phew.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
part of
I
it.
ain't that big
Yeah.
a savage. I couldn't let him around my rib cage or anywhere close to the nipple, dude. That
Yeah, nipple. It's no joke. He'll talk to you.
I have very sensitive tits.
Tell me about it.
I don't. I know what I'd want if I did get that. I don't know what I would fill in the half sleeve with, but
Get thinking about it.
But yeah, I have an idea.
Well, I feel like you have to put a lot of thought.
I agree.
Do all of your tattoos have a meaning?
Yes.
I mean, I would have to.
Every one of them has a meaning. I started with a high state one, the entry to the shoe.
Yeah.
I've got that one. That was my first one.
Okay.
But every one has a meaning.
So whenever you decide to go down the arm, are you blending all that together?
Yes. Yeah. He puts it all together as he goes.
And has the same guy done all of your work?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. That is some.
I am. That's on my chest. So I am. Can you see it right there?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. And so I am is okay. So there's several things to that, but a guy named Wayne Dyer talks about it, like a motivational. He's dead now, but a speaker. When you
Rest in peace.
When you see rest in peace, I am. You fill in that
Bless his
blank.
heart.
It's what you are now and what you will be in the future. I am tired, or I am excited, or I am. Okay, so you're defining who you are in the moment and what you will be. Okay.
Okay.
But it also, not that I'm a super religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. So if you read the Bible, which I've done once or twice, I guess when God said to Moses, "I am that I am," so it's the voice of a higher power or God. Or whatever.
Okay.
And so I am, and then it's a scroll. As I'm showing everybody here, it's a scroll.
Just take your shirt off.
Okay. It's a scroll on here. Shit.
There it is. Yeah.
Okay. And the scroll
That
and the
compass.
compass is you make your own path. So I've got my compass.
And I am.
And I am blank.
So
and I
you
get
use
to
it-
decide that.
You're using your
Yeah.
tattoo like a not a reminder, but a motivational
Yes.
thing. Where I'm looking
Yeah.
at it as a momentous occasion, like your high state one.
Sure.
Like, I wanted to do
You do
something
that
with
too.
a. Don't make fun of me. It's going
Never.
No, everybody,
Never.
hey, man, it's all good, right?
It's all good.
Well, obviously,
Please share in
my,
front of everybody.
My son's name is Gibson. Okay, so I
I know
wanted to.
Gibson.
I wanted, you know Gibson. So I wanted to do a like a Gibson guitar.
Oh, guitar.
That's
You
cool.
got to get a guitar.
With like maybe his
Yeah.
face in the
then
guitar
do
hole
that,
or
yeah.
something, and then I wanted to do something with horses because
Yeah.
about the only two hobbies in my life that I have
Yeah.
stuck with as opposed to drinking is guitars and horses.
There you go.
So that's what I wanted to do. And probably something.
Maybe I should get a
means something
burning
to you.
cigar or like with an ash falling off of it or something.
Maybe you should get this whole ashtray tattooed on your ass.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
I guess that hurts.
On your
Butt
ass?
cheeks hurts. Yeah.
Really? Now, see, I would
Somebody
think
said that.
would
I
be-
never had one there, so I don't
would
know.
think that would be like,
I guess it stings a tad.
So let's circle back
Anyway,
around.
anyway,
Okay,
sorry.
so we're gonna
I
circle
probably
back
started
around.
that. Sorry.
So you go to University of Michigan.
Yes.
Work with those guys.
Yes.
Then you were at Holzer at this time, or
Yeah, I was at Holzer at this time.
Okay, so
And they needed somebody. I would have been over all sports but football. Football had somebody.
okay,
And but all the other sports, they call them Olympic sports, would have been like
At
basketball
Michigan.
at Michigan, basketball, hockey, volleyball.
are you working for Holzer at this time? Mm-hmm.
But I was doing consulting there, so I might go on a weekend, or I might
For Holzer or for John?
for me.
Okay,
On the side.
on the side.
And anyway, they offered me a job. Had the house picked out, where my kids are going to school, everything. I ended up turning it down.
Really?
Yeah, I'd do it, but I'd probably cry in front of you guys.
Yeah.
Why I turned it down.
Yeah.
But long story, one of my kids said something. My oldest, Kendra, at the time. She's probably 8 at the time.
And she just
Oh, it
wasn't
was that
ready-
recent.
She just wasn't ready to.
She said something to the effect, because I'm talking at the time, and just said something like, we'll figure out where we're going to live in school. And she said, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. We'll adjust, whatever you need to do, whatever. And I just couldn't take it. Because one of the coaches there told me, you realize if you do this, this is where you'll live. If you want to see your kids, they're going to have to come see you. You know, a guy flies in, a recruit at Michigan in basketball at the time, okay? He flies in, coach says, so-and-so's at the airport, go get him.
Okay.
Could be 9 o'clock at night, whatever. Now show him around and do your thing. So he is always on call for these kids, for these athletes, because, I mean, it's money, you know what I mean? And so it would have been the same way. We're talking 18-hour days and traveling.
You know,
And I just, nah.
real good friend of
decided-
mine, Jason Snyder.
Yeah.
he opened my eyes up to the demand that's in
Yes.
college athletics
It's
as
amazing.
far as
It's
people
money,
think.
man. It's a business.
You think Nick Saban's sitting around, enjoying his, Saturday night?
No.
You're nuts.
Oh well, I mean that's the famous thing there, man. If you just think about that, I mean that guy will win a national championship, maybe take one night to celebrate, and then he's on the grind
Yeah.
that Sunday
Yeah.
or Tuesday or whenever.
Well,
I mean,
when Urban was at Florida and had his heart problems or whatever, they won a national championship, and he was in the coach's office calling recruits, not even celebrating, with the team, because this is my opportunity to get recruits. Right.
You just won national championship.
And just won and he's not even in the locker room celebrating. I mean,
and
he's
it's like,
ready to win the next
and
year.
it becomes one of those things like, well, what the hell are you doing it for, man?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a
and I
business.
mean, I know myself often, like it's easy to romanticize coaching at a college.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, damn, man. I mean, what a cool life that'd be. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
pick your poison, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I
make
think
a
that
lot of
sounds
money.
miserable.
Oh, it is.
From
I
a,
mean,
from
Well,
a-
don't lose. I mean,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
especially
Well,
if you're expected to win.
Well, and if
better
you
not lose.
you get into that cycle, I mean, you're probably moving your family every 3 to
Yeah.
5 years.
Well, that's another thing this guy told me. He said, if you leave here, U of M, you're in this world now.
Yeah.
You may end up in North Carolina, you may end up here, but this is your world. And he said, do what you're doing. Why would you do this?
So you actually had a guy there that was a part of the recruiting process that was kind of like,
I
think
knew
about
him
it,
from
buddy.
another school.
Okay.
Without saying who it,
Yeah.
And he called me on the phone. He said, they're going to offer you this job. And I said, well, cool. He said, let me talk to you a minute. And so he was very, instrumental in saying, what are you doing? And then, of course, Kendra does that.
Yeah.
And I felt like, this big.
Well, but what
So,
is amazing though, man, and that's the amazing thing about kids is, I mean, she basically looked at you and was like, well, hey, Daddy, we'll just do it.
Yeah.
It would have been easier if she'd have been like, I'm not going.
Yeah. It probably would have. And then it'd have been like, yeah, you are. And, and I'll figure out how to talk you into that. But it was like, wow.
Yeah.
She's the one sacrificing, and all of a sudden he calls me, and I'm like, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Huh, so just a sign coming out at you.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kendra's what, probably 20?
She's 22 now.
Yeah, so that's been 14 years ago.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna take you back, probably approximately 10 years before that, because you left out a pretty big story here, in my opinion. The first time you left Holzer, you basically you were tasked with starting a business.
Yeah, day one, and I hadn't even
And you
been
had
a year
never
out of
done
school
that?
yet.
Yeah, with a local orthopod around here that was very well known.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I'll stay away from his name on the
Yeah,
on the show,
okay,
but
okay, yeah.
unless it's okay, I don't.
I
know.
have no idea. He's retired now.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
Yeah.
But I had the fortune of getting to work with you a little bit over there, and I mean,
Yeah.
man, what an organization that
right.
was, dude.
That
I
was
mean, what
fun.
an organization.
We had some fun.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. But like, it was the thing I've always admired about you. Like, is you looked at it like, yeah, man, this is great. But
Yeah.
man, like, it's kind of boring too. Like, I think I can probably push myself a little bit harder.
And what's
or-
next? Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, would you say it's fair to say that I know you and I have kind of shared that trait in the fact that you kind of get to the point where it's like, okay, man, this is getting boring. I need a new challenge.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
I need to, and I mean, like you took the jump, man, and then like I've not been around you practicing your physical therapy now, but like with a lot of the functional training and stuff, you really have revolutionized the game in physical therapy, dude.
And you know what? And network with the right people, if I had to
Yeah.
say with what I did, because I saw who's the leaders in this world, and I, on my dime,
Yeah.
hung out with them. It'd be like, okay, I want to learn how to play guitar, and say, I'm going to go, and
I'm
I'll
going to
sit
go
and
follow
watch
Keith
it.
Richards.
And I'm going to go sit, and if it costs me, whatever it costs me. And
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to give me anything. And, what can I do for these people?
Now,
kind of thing.
is Gary Gray, and I mean,
Yeah.
not to mention names that people don't know or whatever, but you
Yeah.
you had mentioned it. Is he a PT?
He's PT.
Okay. So like that's where the concept kind of began. I
It
mean, you
began
guys
with
are kind
him.
of pioneers
Yes.
on this.
Yes.
Like there's not
Definitely him.
There's not
Yeah.
every PT that you're going to go to that's going to be doing that kind of stuff as
He-
far as
In a nutshell, and this will make sense. So let me just, the body doesn't just move forward and back, it moves in three directions all the time. And guys that are really good at the higher levels can manage that in space and control that in space and get
All
there
three
and get
planes.
back. All 3 planes. And so basically his concept is, well, let's train in those 3 planes. Okay. And not just isolated, not just and do full body activity so the body can react, the body can move better. And so that's his whole philosophy, and he started that. Not everybody still thinks that way.
Right. But then also, particularly, I mean, where I think he takes it another level is not just in, like, the strength training, but in, like, injury recovery and rehab.
Yes.
I mean, he
And the
really
body
went
can,
next
the body
level.
can do so much on its own. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can have all the fancy gadgets and the cups and what do you dry needling and all that, but if you move the right way and teach your body how to do it, it'll heal itself to a degree.
Dry needling sounds savage. What is that? Like acupuncture?
It's like acupuncture, man. It's cool. Did I do that with you?
You know what? You may have.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jess has had it, though.
I didn't have it. Not like
dry needling.
Eddie did it in the ears,
Yeah.
and like behind in the temporal lobes.
Probably more
and all
acupuncture there.
Eddie did that. You did something with that on my back.
See, dry needling is more Western, us, America, where that's tight, that's stiff, that hurts, stick it with a needle.
Okay.
And get it to relax, so to speak. I want to cut off some blood flow to them, we'll slow down the... So when something's tight, the impulses, the electric signals, like that. So I stick it and it slows it down so that it
Now,
relaxes.
is that similar to using, John, like back in the day, like the electrical stem or something like that?
Similar, but this is more invasive and similar concept depending on what you do
More
with the stem.
concentrated, probably.
Yeah.
And you could probably get real intricate with your concentration.
I can find a knot, like, Jess, she'll have a knot in her neck and bang, boom, right there, and it just quivers and relaxes. Now, if there's something else going on underlying it, it's going to come back.
Yeah.
But if that's the source of the issue, you're done.
So
Maybe
you can make
time.
it go away, but then I think probably the thing about the functional physical therapy, if I'm getting this right, is you're going to be like, all right, now why is that not occurring there? What's going on with her movements or whatever?
Balance.
And you're trying to change then how that goes. And I mean,
Because I wanna get
are
to
you
the
still doing
source of
like
it.
orthotics and stuff? Like,
Not as much, but yeah.
I mean, because
Yeah.
I remember being amazed on that. Like well, they're kind of
Just
walking.
change
They're
how
kind of
you-
walking
and,
wrong.
and so really all the orthotics are doing is having you move different. So
Yeah.
if that does it, if
Well, that's
shoes
what I mean.
do
Like
it, if your movement does it.
You'd watch
Yeah.
this guy, do an eval on, and he's like, dude, shut up. But like, he can watch somebody walk 10 feet up and back maybe 5 or 6 times, and see. Okay, this is what their problem is. They're pronating, or I don't even know what that means, but like and then you would cast their foot,
Yeah.
and then do that and change the way they walk.
I change where foot moves, and then that changes everything up the chain, so to speak, or their body. Or you go the other way, like Jess had cervical, surgery, and so her muscles are tight around it. So we try to work on the muscles around post-surgery, or something like that, or a knee or a back, and
So like you take that point and say, all right, but functionally the whole body's working.
I don't want to go. Let me
planes.
fix this for today. I want to see what can I do movement wise. Now I might stick that needle in, but that's just part of the puzzle.
That's gonna make it feel
to
better
get you
today.
move better.
Yeah. Well, and I'd say there might be times where maybe then that fixes it,
Yep.
and then you don't have to do that.
You're done.
You know where I learned a lot about the movement, like not that I learned about it. Jesus, look at me. But I'm saying, where the science and everything came to play for me was the horse business.
Oh yeah.
Because your blacksmith will determine the movement of your horse. Like if that blacksmith, like I like my feet 56, 55
concept,
degrees.
dude. Yep.
And if they don't get that right, that horse is, and you can tell. I can
Absolutely.
tell from
So you're
here to
talking
that
about the
wall.
shoe on the horse,
Or
like
the
the
slope of
farrier,
the
the
foot.
farrier that takes care of that.
Yeah. So the
Well, now,
angle.
hell, what's amazing, like with racehorses, there's physical therapists and functional guys that are doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's in all horse like that's a big business. And that's whenever I realized, like whenever I started going to John, a couple things really came to light with me. I was wearing cowboy boots every day. Okay, that threw off.
I mean,
my,
you look cool, but
and I felt cool.
You did.
But it hurt. It didn't hurt me,
Yeah.
but it was throwing off my my gait a little bit.
Yep.
And then the other thing that had that all that I haven't had this problem since you fixed me, but it was something else I did during all that. Took my wallet out of my back pocket.
It's weird. Everything from where you sit.
Everything.
Yeah.
My wallet was that thick, with a bunch of all kinds of credit card crap and everything in there.
Money.
Yeah, no money. Yeah,
It's all that money.
It's all that money.
money.
Yeah. So, but it was just pushing me up and getting me all jacked up there in my hips, and that was it's. Chad and I talk about it all the time. Well, we made this epiphany here about whenever I started going against fat. Where in the hell were you at? There's another thing. Where were you?
Giving everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody held well.
Yeah.
Massey beat him.
Massey, did you know that?
Let me and Scott's going to give me. I just saw Scott.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so and I'm going to tell you now. If somebody he weighed more than you to begin with.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Would you have guessed though? I was going to beat him though, wouldn't you?
I'm going to guess you would have outworked him.
Okay.
But he was going to lose more weight because he had more to. He weighed more.
Okay.
So he's going to lose more.
It's
probably.
easier to-
It'd be like
Would you
somebody.
hear how Massey even Perry said I
Yeah.
was working, you fat ass?
I would guess that. Sorry, Scott, but you're going to outwork him probably. But if he outweighed you to begin with, he's going to
He's
win the weight loss.
5'6", There
you go.
But he beat me. I can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, here I did. He goes over there. And he signs up with a team. And guys like you and Eddie Hughes just watching me run around town. You guys are all trained professionals.
See, that's a guy pointing fingers, man.
Oh, right at you.
What's that whole thing?
Excuses.
Hey, coach, come on. What else about that thumb? Get those thumbs going right there. Take accountability.
Let me I'll say it once right now.
Say it.
When you point the finger,
That's right.
there are three pointing right back at you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
See there? See there? So next time.
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning of all that, Reynolds and I, we claimed on the show, this has hit me this year. I talk about it all the time during COVID. I've got a chance to get back to feeling good, man.
Yeah.
I got rested up. I even stopped by to talk to you one day out in the yard,
did.
and I told you about it.
That's right. I
And,
was out on the porch, wasn't
Yeah, I
I?
thought you was having a breakdown.
I was this close.
Well,
I probably had one of
He
these
stopped by.
in my
He stopped by
hand.
at the right time. Then.
I wouldn't have stopped by to check on you, man.
I appreciate
And
that.
so
I told you all about it.
you did, but I started wanting to feel better, and man, I honest to God, I feel great now. Feel a
Good.
lot younger.
Yeah.
But Chad and I, we've realized as we get older, you're like 8 up into fitness. Okay, you have been.
Yeah.
You might not consider yourself that way, but you are compared to
I
guys
think
like
about
Chad.
it.
Well,
I think about
your
it.
whole life. I mean,
have.
it's a priority with you.
Yep.
You work out first.
Yes.
I mean, that is like if you're listening, and we'll get into all this because I'd like his perspective on some of the diet stuff.
Well, and I was going to tell him, we realized
Oh,
at the beginning, as I get older, as I'm progressing as a dad. My son's getting older. Chad's son's getting older. Chad's daughter's getting older. We're getting into more sports with them, getting into more activities. The two things that I think men need to focus on, or at least me, and Chad agreed him too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Are your strength. You don't have to be Lou Ferrigno.
No.
Okay, but you
Know
need to
about
be able
your-
to probably
how
at least get yourself up off the floor.
As
Yeah.
you age,
As
that's
you-
what we're saying. Like,
Yeah, I'm not talking if you're 25. I'm talking
Right,
if you're knocking on 40, 35
Well,
on up.
and maybe
Yeah.
not even like right now. Maybe it's not such a big deal, but like I think if you want to age gracefully and enjoy your life,
Yeah.
now go ahead with the thing.
Be able to do at least get up off the floor. To be able to do a push up, be able to do a
Yep.
squat,
Strength.
Yep.
strength.
Yep.
Okay. The next thing I think about is mobility.
Yes.
And stretching. What I've noticed is
Yes.
if I don't stretch heavily now,
Right.
my muscles. I mean, I was always tight.
Yeah.
You. That's why you had to come stretch me out before
Sure.
every game.
Sure.
And I've noticed though, the more the less I stretch,
Yep.
the more injury prone
Sure.
one I am,
Yep.
and number two, my movement's not there. And when your movement's not there, it's kind of hard to get jazzed up and moving,
is.
feeling
Well,
good.
I mean, what we were equating that to is like if as you get older, if those are two very important factors in my opinion about being a dad. Or
Sure.
and like being able to age gracefully. I mean, like if we don't do some work now and do that,
All
like,
catch
like
up
when
now.
we're
All.
65,
Absolutely.
or something. I mean, shit, dude. I mean,
Yep.
maybe we won't be able to walk right.
I use my dad as an example a lot. My dad's
Yeah.
70. He'll be 73 in a few
Okay.
months. And dude goes, Chad will vouch, he goes like an animal,
Oh hell, yeah.
I mean, he jumps up on his horse like it ain't
Yep.
nothing. He rabbit hunts 4 or 5 days a week. He deer hunts. He rides horses. He fishes.
Yeah.
He's 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And I contribute a lot of that to the fact that he stays moving.
True.
Like, not so much, but he never exercises, but he stays moving.
Yeah, but if he's lifting, if he's moving, if he's picking up stuff,
Yeah.
and it goes back to when you said mobility, I say everything you're saying, but move in all three planes.
Okay.
Planes are directions, so forward and back's one. So if I sit here and do this, that's called sagittal plane, or you're moving forward and back. Like most people do a bench press or do the knee extension. That's sagittal plane.
Okay.
If I'm lunging forward, that's sagittal. Okay, but there's also frontal plane, side to side, and twisting, which is where your power is. Like if you're going to punch
Twisting
or you're going
like
to
a
throw.
Core.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you move in all three. So if I go over to give Chad a high five like this, I'm moving in all three planes at the same time. And we're supposed to. So people that move better are constantly moving in three planes where they're picking up stuff.
Well, I
pushing
think
up
what
stuff
your
in the
dad's doing,
cabinet,
jumping on and off horses.
on and off course. So it's
load
about moving in
firewood.
those three. So people that don't have injuries and these teams that don't have injuries are training in those three. So I go to consult, I'm going to give it away right now. I'll watch what they do, and I'll just add different planes of motion into what they're doing.
Okay.
And they think, oh, my God, he's a genius. Now I'm just adding science to it.
And then what you did, back whenever you were working out with me one-on-one, is you actually designed this is 15 years ago probably, or this is probably back 2007, 2008. I think you were training me whenever I did the Pelotonia thing.
Yeah.
And,
Over to
apartments.
Apartments.
And you would come over twice a week, and
Yep.
you gave me my workout.
Yep.
I think we did an hour, but
Yeah.
you had designed a workout based off of these movements that you're talking about.
What you need to do.
And what I needed to do, and like I
What
remember,
looks like that. Yeah.
I remember there was no bench press, there was nothing like that. It was all like we did the
Well, they're moving
lumberjacks.
completely away from that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're working now on like you say that the key is 3 planes of motion.
And on your feet. You know what I mean? So if
yeah.
you're doing a bench press on your back, and you look at that in a football game,
It's not functional.
Yeah, if somebody's on their back pushing up, they just got pancaked.
Yeah.
Or they're getting off it. So you need to be able to stand and push. Or if I'm an offensive lineman and I got Bosa across from me, I've got to be able to move my feet and my core and my hands and get in front of this guy.
Do you think that the companies that are making equipment and stuff like now have they evolved to that? Like
they're
hammer
moving
strength.
into
has
hammer
kinda gotten into
strength. They're
that
moving
kind of
more cable columns that move and in different planes and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So like an example would have been the jammer. Remember the jammer?
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the
yeah.
day?
Well, dude, I remember when that
Came my
out.
junior or sophomore year.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember, man, when I was playing at Capitol, and this is dark ages, man. They got one of those, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like we got that hammer strength. They had started. I mean, we had a coach there. It was a little bit ahead of his time as far as some of that went. And I mean, I don't know that we used it correctly.
Right. Right.
But I remember the jammer.
Yeah.
And what I found odd about that, I mean, like that's like at that time, it's like, my God, that is the perfect football.
Anything you want to do. I mean, you can use full body to come out, but you can go one arm sideways and turn and press.
That's where I
and
thought.
there's so many. You just
that's
adjust
where
your
I
body
relate
to it.
that. Is I remember it was hard as hell, but the movement that I thought was great on that was when you would actually stand in that thing sideways.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
use your back
That's what we
arm
used to do with the team.
and push
Yeah.
up.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
we did that here at Jackson too. a
Turn your
lot.
hips that way, and
yeah.
so I mean, it's just you can adjust your body to the machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if that machine is so restricted, like I was talking about kicking, I mean, that is very restricted.
Oh yeah.
And that's something you probably want to stay away from, is
Yeah.
my point. I'd rather see somebody do a lunge or a squat or a step up as opposed to that.
Okay.
You know, I don't care if you're in athletics or, wanna
Well,
be a
I tell you,
dad.
we were talking about today at the office, me and Munn and Cheese.
Yeah.
We was talking about Grant, and the kid just moves, and all kids nowadays seem to move very fluid, and like they just their total movement is just much smoother.
Well, I mean, I think if you look back to like when we were playing, even when you were playing, I mean, John, definitely when you and I were playing, training was so static.
It was.
It was
Yeah.
sitting in one
The
spot.
bench press, it was
and
a squat, it was a pull down or a pull up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like just heavyweight, getting strong,
Yeah.
but it was very static.
Very.
I mean, there was not really
Yeah,
any
not a lot of
movement.
mobility with it.
I mean,
And I've noticed this. Gibson did the P3 with you.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
fall. And I tell you, man, I have had several people, not several. I think Chad was one of them. He said, "Hey, are you getting anything out of that P3?"
Yeah.
And what I told you, I said, "You know what? I am." I said, "Gibson is moving because he's like, he's just getting, these young kids, they have to find their gait. Like I've always told people that whenever we were kids, you learned how to run, racing your buddy back from recess, and whenever you're now, they don't really have running back and forth to recess.
Right.
So there's
kids don't go out and play.
They don't go out and play
like we used to do.
Yeah,
so they need something like P3
Yes.
to get going in that direction.
Yeah, and some of it's just retraining that nervous system or training that nervous system if they're young enough, like Gibson. And so it's almost like a butterfly effect. You make one small change and get dramatic. So you can give them one thing to do, and their whole body adapts.
Well, and
changes
it probably
to
makes
it.
a
You
big
don't have
difference when they start young. Like that.
and instead of telling them 10 things to do, tell them one.
Yeah.
And if you know what that one thing is to do,
Yeah.
it helps them in their brain, and nervous system reacts to that.
Yeah.
So it's all about nervous system training, and so a lot of these pro teams, they'll get these guys that come from high school
You wanna try a
and
chat, Rick?
college. Yes, please. And they've done so much straight plane, is what they call it, single plane stuff, and their training's been so bad that they're having injuries at that level. And you're talking careers now.
Yeah.
Because that's and their contracts and their numbers at that level.
yeah,
Sorry to say it, but they just are. I mean, guys like Ben Hartsox will tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's
people
about
that played
it's
13
about,
years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and it's hard. You're playing a sport like that. It's really hard
Yeah.
to keep your body.
Well, yeah.
In a place
And he
like
was a guy that stayed.
Ben actually, there's a guy that's a great success story. He played how many years in the NFL?
13.
And you know what, man? Still walks upright. Still is doing
He
pretty
took
well.
care of himself.
Like and he escaped it without if I could be wrong, but that I know, like no major surgeries or anything.
I think he had
like
a
that.
turf toe or broken toe.
Yeah,
once,
but
and-
I mean,
But here's a guy that now he's a third down tight end.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my God,
and
great
so
gig. If
he
you
played
get a-
double tight, third down, and he was a spokesperson usually. If somebody
yeah,
had to go
yeah.
out and talk about
Oh,
the
yeah,
team,
he
or
was
hey,
perfect.
thanks for and so he was that guy. So his body didn't get abused like some of the others, but he always trained and he played for I think it was Panthers, Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina.
Panthers.
It was a long
And
time.
there was a year he said they had to cut out warm-ups because they had a bunch of rain. They didn't have an indoor facility, so they had to kind of catch up during training camp. So he goes, you guys are on your own for warm-ups. And he goes, guys were just pulling stuff and getting hurt because they'd show up and go. And he's like, I'd spend a half hour, 45
Getting loose,
minutes or whatever
yeah.
getting loose. And,
Getting
and
loose is
warming up.
crucial, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's crucial.
Well, I
Get
mean,
prepared,
now, John, when you're talking about training, and like let's move away from athletics for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a role does diet play?
All right, huge.
I mean,
because
and-
even bodybuilders will tell you, if you start there, like before I even start a lifting program, I figure out what I'm going to eat. Okay, and so I do this a version of a keto diet, which is basically low carbs, more protein, and good fats.
Yeah.
And do like Jess sells it, but the keto and the Prove It drinks.
Yeah. A lot of people
that,
use that.
that help you stay in ketosis, so you're burning fat. You're doing that kind of stuff. But if somebody comes in and says, I want to lose weight, 3 things you can do right now and lose weight. And if you'd have come to me doing your thing, first of all, the drinks will help you. And I'm one to
Well, I'm a
prove
type
it.
2
It's-
diabetic. All I got to do is eat a Snickers bar.
Well-
Ketosis.
Boom. So what you do? No bread, no sugar, and do intermittent fasting along with the drinks, and your body decide, okay, I'm gonna take care of you here. I'm gonna get everything from the autophagy I told you about to regeneration of cells to burning fat and being in ketosis.
Well, these two are big adapters of the intermittent fasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tyler
you,
lost.
You and Tyler.
Tyler lost 100.
Do you do like a 16? And how much have you lost, Jess? 120 pounds.
Wow.
And you've lost 100
Congratulations.
pounds?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't imagine him 100 pounds.
Oh, Tyler was a big boy. He was about Chad's size.
Yeah.
Really?
Big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played football.
Yeah, he was tackle.
There was-
He's a tackle.
Yeah.
How about that? Good for you.
Yeah.
You feel good?
Oh, I feel great.
Yeah, that's what
Other
it's
than
about. It's
COVID.
feeling good. It's like, I'd love to have abs, but my point is, great. I want to feel better
Yeah.
when I get my 50s. You know what I mean? So,
I think going into these.
what is it?
You want to have abs?
Yes,
You do have abs.
I do. Yeah, I'm just saying that's cool.
Yeah.
But above and beyond that's how I
It's
feel.
feeling good. Yeah.
It's feeling good.
And I'm real
Thank you.
comfortable right now for what I am or what I'm trying to do. Like
Yeah.
I feel compared to where I was, at
Yeah.
260 and
Yeah.
just a blubbery mess. I feel great. Now I have a long way to go, but I was 222 this morning. I feel pretty good about
You
that.
still you think about it because as a PT, I get people that come in and they're like, they get 40 and they're like, well, everything falls apart, or
I don't agree with that.
And it's a mindset. It's like it doesn't have to be. I feel as good as I've ever felt.
Well, we've had some guests, you, Mahoney,
And
Matthews.
there's another. We'll go back to tattoos, but there's a guy that'll throw a tattoo on.
Oh yeah, Mahoney's
He's got millions.
He's got
way more than me, and he's got some new ones.
Yeah,
I
he
just
did-
talked to him.
Well, he did the day after our show.
Oh, and it's
Yeah.
right here on. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does it say Chubby Bartenders?
No, it should. It should.
It actually doesn't. It has you guys' like
Pictures,
Oh, yeah,
avatars.
Now the weird part's you're facing each other. I thought it was kinda,
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of like real close. It's
Yeah.
weird. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he's another guy. He's not much.
He's 45.
Okay, I was gonna say he's younger than me.
Scott King,
Yeah.
he jogged to Hamden about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that guy's
he's 58.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I'm
and,
like
he,
you.
and he said the same thing you did. He's like, man, I feel great.
Just feel better.
mean,
Yeah.
And at my house right now, there's a 6 and a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So I got to keep up with the 2-year-old for sure, or both of them. And so it's like it's just a matter of feeling good and
Yeah.
and,
Well, I
and when
mean,
you make the choices, when you don't,
Yeah.
you know it and you
Well,
feel
see,
it.
and that's
You really
that's what
feel
I
it.
guess I was gonna ask you about, because, like, dude, I mean, I've known you our whole life.
Yes.
I mean, dude,
A long
you
time.
How
would.
far are you guys apart? 3-4 years?
You were
I
a
was a
freshman, I was
freshman
a
when he was a
senior.
So you were class 87
Football year 87, 88 graduation.
with cousin Ronnie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ron Gillum.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But like this guy, I mean, they used to have a little gym behind their house called Heber's Gym. It was like a little shed that they had. They had weights in there.
I
and
forgot
stuff,
about that.
And then they had stuff in the attic. But like this guy, like from a young age, I mean, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But like, dude, priority in your life
Is a
it has
priority.
always been working out.
Yeah,
right?
I never won't ever look back and say I didn't give it. And another thing is, man, I was smaller. I mean, now I was almost the height I was in 7th grade, and then everybody passed me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I was thin. I couldn't gain weight. So one way to do it was to lift weights, and so that was part of
And
it
dude,
too.
that's one thing I'd say about you. Like, you've tried it all, dude.
I have.
Right?
Just
I
to
mean,
see. I'll
that's
be a
what I mean.
guinea pig.
You were
Oh,
a guy
yeah.
that, like, any supplement that came out,
Bring it.
Like when we were selling it there at the fitness center, like, you're like,
I'll
oh,
try
I
it.
want to try that.
Yeah, and see how it works.
Like you
and-
even put yourself on creatine for a while.
I did.
When
That
we-
was a bad move. I wanted to dehydrate you, man. Oh, I was pulling hammies. And, oh, it was awful, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, hell, he was probably in his 30s doing that.
I was in
or-
my 30s.
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
Now,
I mean-
this you don't know. You probably know. But when I was given a workout, and I was doing the workouts at Jackson, I would do the workouts first.
Yeah.
Exactly. Rep for rep. Go hard.
Yeah.
And then I would either take it up or take it down depending on the class.
Okay.
And usually because I'd done it so much, I was always taking it back a little bit, so guys weren't puking or.
Yeah.
But I would do the workout first. So if you did an obstacle course, I'd already done it.
This was after me then?
Oh yeah.
Probably a little bit after you.
Yeah.
After you, because if you were Jim, I didn't do as much.
No, this
it
was
more injuries.
This was with
you,
the, yeah,
Jim.
yeah.
With Leighton.
This was with Randy
And some with Shane.
Yeah. You did it with Shane when I was coaching the second time.
Yeah.
You did.
Hey, let me tell you go about Max Morrow. Can I do
Oh
that?
yeah,
yeah.
I love Max.
Roasty.
Hey, Max.
Roasty.
Oh,
And
we
I love
love-
Max.
hey,
But I'm
we
gonna
love
tell you
him
a good
too,
one
but
about
we
Max.
welcome
So-
any
so-
roasting of Max.
Shane is very similar mindset because he played for Jim Reynolds, Coach Reynolds. And so he was busting them one, and we were doing an obstacle course, and they were puking, and it was bad. They were really out of shape. So I said, well, we'll test them a little bit and see how they do. And we were doing like 3 event. It could be a push-up, it could be flipping a tire, or whatever, and we'd do 3 at a time, and then I took them through the whole thing at once. Boom. Okay. Well, they weren't hitting them like they wanted to, or Shane wanted to. Shane ripped them. I mean, he just ripped in front of everybody. And so
Tell him he loved him afterwards, probably.
Max was just coaching that.
Yeah,
kid.
I was there. Yeah.
And he got fired up. Like, I'm going to show him. And he said, I'll show you how it's done. And went through it. And I'm like, Max, bad. And I'm either you were standing there or somebody said, this is a bad idea.
Yeah,
And he did the whole thing and disappeared.
yeah.
It's like, where's Coach Maury?
Killed him.
He was under the bleachers puking.
Yeah. Now, what I will give him.
Oh, he lost
Yeah,
it.
we still haunt him with that story.
It was
But
bad.
the one thing I always gave him on this, I'm like,
He went hard, though.
I'll tell you what, buddy.
You
Like,
looked
you,
good.
you were trying to make a point.
Hey,
and
as
you
far as the
made it.
kids knew,
Yeah.
it was a good effort.
Yeah,
but
like,
he was bad
because
afterwards. It was a bad move.
they were struggling to even finish,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, he did it with vigor. I
Yeah.
mean, like
yelling like
screaming.
it was like Braveheart.
He made
I mean,
a
he
point.
came
yeah.
at him like Braveheart.
I mean,
it
he
was
made a
on.
point, dude.
Yeah.
And like the kids were sitting there thinking, Jesus, this guy's a savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's gone.
What do you
He
think?
disappeared.
What do you think it is? You've been around these athletes of all ages.
Yeah.
Of all ages.
Yeah.
Look here, he can't help it.
Yeah,
I smoke just as many cigars
I'm
as he
sorry,
does on this
Steve.
show.
I'm sorry, Steve.
He's yet to ash in the ashtray.
You know what, man? I guess
think we're just-
I guess the bottom line is we didn't really need it.
I think I'm just gonna put a brim around the
It sure
table.
does look nice. I like it.
I'm gonna put a brim
But
around
what
the
I
table.
need is actually a bib or something. Yeah, that I can.
I think you're
on
doing
the table.
fine. I mean, who
I'm
cares?
enjoying it. Yeah,
Who cares?
Yeah.
But okay, so take Max's situation. Take that story right
Max
there.
Mara.
Max Mara, and how
Let's
he
talk about Max.
and
I
how,
love Max.
and how he decided one day during practice. He said, "You know what? To hell with this.
Yeah.
We're being lazy." Now, what I'm saying is, and take it from a kid that went through school lazy.
Right.
Okay, what do you think happens in a guy's mind that you go from high school to where you're just like, oh my God, coach, this sucks. I don't
Yeah.
want to do this. To then it's like whenever you become a man or you
Yeah.
get older, then it's like a personal challenge to you. And
Yes.
because I think as a dad,
Yeah.
that's important to understand the difference in mindsets with. I don't know about daughters. Now you have two daughters, and you have a daughter.
It's the same, dude.
Two
It's
boys.
the
It's
same.
same,
I mean,
but
it's-
I'm just going off me and my son. I'm looking at him as a guy or a boy, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm wanting to go out there and see how good I can do this and challenge myself. Where they're
Yes.
just pissed they're off the iPad,
Yep.
or they're just pissed that they're not playing
Yeah.
a video game, or they're just pissed that they're having to do stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, man. I mean, I'm fortunate with both of my kids in the fact that, like, there are times when I fail to rise to the challenge. Like,
Yeah.
if
No,
I,
I'm not- I don't
If
mean-
I would do it, shit, they'd be outside all
No,
day.
but
every
I'm
day.
Yeah.
no. I'm talking August during 2-a-days.
Oh yeah.
And or just hard daily I'm not talking about, hey, it's after dinner, let's go out and see if we can run around the house.
Oh, yeah,
I'm talking about, like, whenever you're in sports or you're going through that, and you know how it is. You'll go
Absolutely.
through days where you're
It's a
going
We've been there.
where you're
We've been
going
there.
through the
Yeah.
motions, but then
Yep.
it's like once you're an adult, you won't let yourself just go through the motions, but whenever you're a
Yeah.
kid, you will. And I think that goes back to maybe some kind of, not mental health, but like,
Yeah.
you have to
Some
be
of it's accountability. I mean, because you're in charge now yourself, where somebody's telling you what
It's
to
different.
do.
Yeah.
And that's I think it's about
Squirrel
success.
bladder.
too.
squirrel bladder.
The where kids got to find success. So, like, you watch me in P3, and I'm trying to find a way, even if a kid really stinks in the ladder, I'm going to find a way they're going to be successful. I'm going to find that next event where they'll be successful. So it's like you play guitar, you're pretty good at it.
No, not
And
really, but I
well,
play.
you are. And at some point, everybody's going to do something they're good at, right? So if you can find success with that, so a lot of the stuff we do with the Gray Institute or Gary Gray is it's relative success. So everything's good,
Yeah.
okay, but you're better at this. So we're gonna find those things you're more successful at. So a kid like, let's just say Joey Boggs, a really good athlete, but he was successful at it.
Yeah.
And so he's going to try a little harder, do a little more. The kids that start are going to, because they're finding success. So as a coach, you
That's a
try
great
to
point.
you try to position for success. Okay, so I've
So this
got,
is where ripping a 7-year-old's ass would be bad.
see, I'm against it. And even
Yeah.
at the college level, kids would come to me in strength conditioning, and man, I have one. This is women's basketball at OU, and she goes, she's ripping me, but I still don't know what she wants me to do. All she does is punish me. I do push-ups. I run up and down the stadium steps. Well, coach, in position for success, where in this position doing these things,
you will get success.
Well, Jim Reynolds was super at that, putting people at the right position. And then they were successful because I played them in the position they're going to be successul at doing it.
Therefore,
So,
they're not going to want to lose.
to me, it is. To me, that it's all about finding and positioning them where they're going to. The two boys at my house, they're Jess's kids, okay? But he gets excited about things he's better at doing. He can really throw, can't catch it as well as he can throw it.
Yeah.
But he's really good. So, great job. Now, let's work on this, but it's not, you suck at this.
Yeah.
That was bad. Okay, how about we do this? So I took the air out of the ball and threw it to him different, look it in until he's successful. Now all of a sudden he's happy or successful.
He's
with that.
seeing he's wanting,
Instead of saying bad,
which breeds more
content,
competition with yourself, and you then think, okay, I'm better than this because I know I'm better than this. And
Well, you feel success, dude. And
and there's a time for competition. Don't get me wrong. I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, but it should be you versus you. In other words, I got whatever on the bench press today, I'm going to try to get 5 more pounds, not what does Pudge do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the same with a 40-yard sprint or whatever it is. I'm just trying to improve myself. Now, at some point, I got to beat this kid out, or at some point, we got to beat that team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's still competitive at some point, but day to day, it's you versus you.
And see, I think whenever the you versus you comes in, it's where I lack, because I have to have somebody that I'm trying to either win against or beat or however you want to say
And
it.
if you're always that way, it's like you fail too much in your mind. You know what I mean? Or set a goal and I didn't get there. Okay, well, new goal.
And now I've noticed this go round with this weight loss thing, after it's been over, now I'm probably competing with myself more than I ever did.
Yeah.
Just because now I refuse to let myself get back to where I was. Like,
There you go.
I mean, even if I have a bad day of eating, or I get up at 11 o'clock off the couch, get ready to go to bed, and there's some candy sitting there, and I'm like, I'll throw some candy down for work. Then the next day, I'm aware of that. I try to do better.
There you go.
But I saw success with this whenever Massey whipped me there on that deal. I still don't know where you were during all this, but
now, John, are you a fan of the intermittent fasting?
Huge.
Do
you
you
doing
do
that?
that? Like,
I do
what's your
16 and
program
8.
I'm doing 20.
I do a 16. You do 20?
I'm doing 20.
Good for you.
Well,
Now,
and
sometimes
Tyler,
it'll
you're
be,
1 meal a day.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes it'll be 18, 19, 20, but mostly it's usually 16 and 8.
Well, what I've done, instead of the 16 and 8 or the 20 or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm basically like Tyler. I'm OMAD, 1 meal a day.
There you go.
So because I've
See, I just personally I don't like that as well. I've tried.
you've obviously got the discipline. You take a guy like me or Chad, we call it trials and tribulations of obesity.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't send an alcoholic to a bar and tell him to have 2 drinks.
Exactly.
So you don't send me to the dinner table and tell me to keep it on a saucer.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now, one time a day, it's almost like I get my rocks off getting filled up.
Okay.
So one time a day, I'll
makes
eat.
sense.
I'll eat like
go hard.
I'll go hard.
Yeah.
So now, like John, can you pretty well eat whatever you want if you're keeping this or not?
No, I mean, dirty keto is what we'll call it. Okay, is you cheat a little bit. Okay, you have this, you have a dessert, you have whatever. But I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to plug maybe right here with Jess standing back here, but you can cheat a little bit and do those drinks.
Yeah.
And it'll make up for it a little.
It'll make up.
See, I never have got into the diets that I
It
like.
keeps you in ketosis is what it does.
The diets that I have always done, not I shouldn't say that I like, but the diets I've always done seem to be more the ones I really mentally feel the best about are the ones like the I love the all natural stuff, like I've been the wild game, the beef, and now I'm getting ready to start. You can answer this.
Yeah.
So I want to do a plant-based diet for 30 days, and I want to see what
He's
it
wanting
does.
to challenge himself.
Yeah.
as a vegetarian.
Now, what can you eat a grass-fed beef
Yeah.
if you're on a plant-based?
Oh yeah. Well, if you're on plant-based,
Plant-based. Why can't you?
I don't know. I don't know enough about plant-based. I'm a meat eater, man.
Well, I am too. You're talking to
Protein
Pudge,
and
man.
meat, and I don't.
Have you watched The Game Changer on Netflix?
I knew that's what sparked this. I watched it.
Did you watch it?
I watched it during my 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did it not change your thinking?
Are you seeing this?
I agree.
It was like
No.
it was like vegans versus.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have not
Arnold
seen that.
Schwarzenegger, all these guys that we grew up with, just pounding protein shakes and
Yeah.
14 eggs a day. They've all went plant-based. and they talk about how all their arthritis is left, all
Now,
their.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know enough about it.
But because I noticed whenever, I did the carnivore for 60 days whenever I was going against Massey.
Yeah.
And now I felt great,
Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you something. I was never so happy to get some veggies in me in all my life as after that was over.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost
Yeah,
like your
you
body
don't
needs
like
it.
anything is
I was
that
gonna say,
way,
like,
you know?
don't you think that like any extreme,
Yes.
like if you say I'm not eating any vegetables,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or I'm not eating
Yeah.
any meat, like I don't know that like that's a long-term sustainable
Yeah.
situation, right? Like
No.
because
No.
now like if you find that healthy balance, like what you guys have done with the intermittent fasting, where like you can still kind of eat a variety of things. I mean, you guys aren't going nuts though. I mean, you guys aren't. I mean, Tyler, you say you'll eat pizza occasionally or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I mean,
maybe one day every
What do
2
you do
weeks.
with pizza, man? What do you kind of you eat? Do you just pizza?
Pepperoni and bacon from Cali's.
Okay, I tell you what, there's a secret out there, man. I'm telling you, for
Cauliflower-
pizza.
Cauliflower pizza.
Cauliflower crust, man, at Cardo's. I'm going to pump Cardo's
Oh,
right now.
Cardo's has that?
They'll
I
throw
didn't know
a
they had
cauliflower crust. It's outstanding.
We've been toying
and
around with it.
It tastes really good. Jess will, but
Ryan
we
Wright's
might
got
eat that
one, too.
2 nights a week anyway.
They got a good one at Jackson Express there, too.
At
with,
least, yeah.
Yes, right by Toro Loco.
With Ryan, right by
Where?
Toro Loco.
Okay, yeah.
Ryan Wright, he's got
Yeah,
a.
yeah, Carol.
Yeah, Carol. Yeah,
does
he's
those,
got.
yep.
They got a great one.
Yeah,
in
she
there.
said that I've had it maybe once or whatever. It's just down the hill from me with Cardo's, so I love that one.
And I tell you something. Going back to what we was talking about with those kids and the way that they think, like the challenge yourself
Yeah.
versus go through practice. You know what else I think could contribute to that that you would not know anything about? The way that you eat if you're a fat kid.
Ah.
Because I've noticed immediately, like as soon as that weight loss competition was over and I like had a splurge day, the next day I just didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that whenever,
Yeah.
but if you're
energy changes, all of it. You're right.
all that stuff kind of comes down to.
Can I have that cranberry salad?
You know what? This is outstanding.
You like it?
It's
Pretty
really good.
stuff.
And you call it the what?
The Chadwick.
Sorry, I'm
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no,
No,
go
the,
for
the
it.
Chadwick, or we could give it a Christmas name like Old Fezziwig or something
Yes.
like that. I mean, you know,
I almost
whatever.
maybe think a middle name, like you used to, like Gipper David.
Oh, yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Give
yeah.
it like a Chadwick Spencer or something.
Chadwick
yeah.
Bryan.
Yeah, Chadwick.
How about the Chadwick Perry?
Chadwick Perry?
Kinda
I
get
don't know if
you-
that rings as well, but it's good.
Chadwick David.
I like David's always good.
Solid middle name.
It is a solid name.
Yeah. That's a powerful name. I've always appreciated.
I've always
got
Gipper
several
David
good friends
has
named.
been, my kids still bring up Gipper David.
Oh
They
yeah,
love
that was my dog.
Oh yeah, Gipper.
Yeah,
I remember
and
Gipper.
I registered the dude, and his name was the Gipper,
Yes, I remember
David
that. Yeah.
Reynolds. Yeah,
It was
and everybody always
outstanding. That
found
was a
that.
good dog,
everybody found that David to be pretty funny, and
he was a good dog.
I did it to be funny. So.
That was
Well, it worked.
That was the Boston
It
Terrier,
definitely
wasn't
worked.
it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was an
yeah.
outstanding
Yeah. Well,
dog.
and then my fantasy league name for years, David.
It was.
Yeah, well, this was after our league, man. I got in one with Wiley's Credit
Okay, I
Union
don't
guys,
know that, yeah.
or something.
And it was David?
My fantasy league name was
Ours
David.
was Poncho and Lafayette.
Mine was Apollo back then. I think Apollo Creed. Or
Hey, speaking of Apollo, you mentioned it earlier and we didn't talk about it. Do you watch a lot of Rogan stuff?
I don't know a lot, but I watch Rogan. Yeah.
I thought the one with the
that
astronaut.
That was awesome.
I didn't see
dude.
that one.
So this guy goes up. What was his name?
200 and some days in space on the space station.
So apparently they've got a space station up there now that basically they're just trucking people in and out of. Did you pick up on that?
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that. Yeah. So like basically
He
there's
flew
this,
up there with the Russians. Man.
there's a city up there basically.
Yeah,
Wow.
And I guess what they say every year and a half they have to go up there and move it because of the debris.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because,
Puts
like-
dents in it and stuff.
Yeah, because there's shit floating around up there.
I can believe that.
And
They got to dodge it. a little
but I was I mean, like they were talking about, like, what if you get an abscess tooth? up
Yeah,
in
them
space?
ones. You do like Tom Hanks. You get a
Oh
skate.
yeah, the skate.
and you just
Yeah.
bust
I wonder
your
if they keep a
tooth out.
figure skate up there for
Probably
that reason.
just for that
yeah,
reason.
Yeah,
He said
Well,
he-
probably that skate could get rid of anything.
yeah,
Anything.
well, yeah, you're up there. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, medical emergency.
Get the skate.
Where is the figure skate? Yeah. Is there a figure skate up here, for God's sake? Give me a figure skate and a volleyball.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's really all you need.
Well, how many people did he
Volleyball
say was on
bonus,
the
but-
space station with him?
Can you pass me that cranberry salad?
Did you ask me that once?
That's all
and I
right.
didn't do
No,
it?
I forgot.
Terry Verts is that guy's name.
Terry
Terry
Verts, yeah. How many days was he, or how many people were up there with him?
I mean, he had one American, was a female, because I googled all this. I was very interested.
Yeah,
Terry
I did too.
Verts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were I think 3 Russians, and a. This is going to sound really bad and racist. I'm trying to think of the proper a Chinaman.
That works.
Yeah,
A man of Chinese descent.
Yeah. Asian.
Asian.
What is a not a Chinese American? We know those. This is like an actual Chinese a Chinaman.
A China.
Yeah.
He's from China.
I didn't realize.
Like
A man-
originally, like born and raised.
A man of China.
I didn't realize
and
that they
raised
had a whole.
A man of China, son of Chang.
I didn't realize they had a whole space station up there that was basically like a city.
Hey, what about sleeping?
It's
and
not like a
chaining
city,
yourself to the side.
Yeah, you had to
of the-
change
Dude,
yourself.
it's not like a city, man. Like it's like half the size of this room.
Oh, I thought the way I took that was
It's
it
a
was,
series of tubes. I mean, just Google the International Space Station.
Okay,
I mean, it's like a series.
We'll Google it.
You can see it
I
in
like
the
to
sky
see it.
occasionally.
that's what they were saying on
Yeah,
there. Yeah, and they were only supposed to be up there for like 160 days or something.
Yeah, and they
and
got extended.
Then they got extended and
Because they like 3 or 4 rockets blew up on Earth, like trying to
get up there to 'em.
and
That's
like
not
some
good.
Russian rockets, and they were going to, and like, how would you feel if you're that dude? It's like, man, well, shit.
Thought I was going home.
Yeah. I'm in space. I mean, like if these rockets keep blowing up, like, yeah, there's not really an escape pod, dude.
No.
I mean, yeah.
What was
you're
the
there.
Mars, the movie with Matt Damon?
Oh yeah.
Because it's hard to get off of a planet the way he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
almost
work out.
impossible.
They were
Very
talking
rarely
about
works out.
Joe Rogan
Going
was,
to Mars.
Yeah.
This dude. That's what was it? Terry Verts.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude was so like.
Did you notice his thinking? How,
Oh yeah, dude! Nothing
he was
threw
off the
him
charts.
Off. Nothing threw him off. Air Force Academy graduate, so he's like an engineer by trade, right? So like Rogan was like trying to say like, well, if we go to Mars or whatever, then this guy's kind of like, well, actually,
Yeah,
like you know, we could do that, but probably not with the current propulsion systems. Like we'd have to go like electronic, and then
Rogan
like,
thought that it would
it'll
be
a
like you could
3-year
buy-
Rogan's
turnaround.
out there,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Well, he thought that he was just wanting to know. I mean, it's a legit question. At what point does going to space turn into a tourist activity?
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
can you buy a ticket to go to
And,
space?
and this dude's like never.
Well, no, actually, he said, "Well, you can for $250,000."
Yeah, well, yeah, if you've got $250,000.
So anyway, after your pee break,
I feel better. Thanks.
Yeah, boy, I mean, it gets tough. You get a little antsy.
Well,
sitting there.
yeah,
I
I've
do.
had a yeah. And anyway, I've had to pee.
so what?
Yeah.
So I know we got to wrap it up, but how old are you?
I'm 51.
51.
As in August. We're both Leos.
Yes.
All
yeah.
right, 2 days apart. You know that? We've known each other forever. He's
didn't know
August
that.
2nd. I'm August 4th.
I
Yeah,
thought yours
yeah.
was August 8th. Who's
Second.
August?
He's a
That's
second.
Yeah.
Yours is second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We used to run and get daddy pops for
Oh, yeah, our dads. Yeah, camping.
Camping. Oh, my God, the camping.
Well,
Anyway, so-
and I just remember like waking up sometimes just on a random Saturday, be like, "Hey, man, Dad, let's go. Can we go to the Perry's?"
yeah.
And Dad's like,
Yeah.
"I don't know, maybe
We
we
put
can."
on huffy football uniforms and just go.
Do you live on High Street?
With
then,
Morgan,
too?
too.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Oh,
Mike
yeah,
Morgan
oh,
over
yeah,
there
yeah,
on Fleetwood.
Morgan,
Did you hear
right
about
out.
him and he's just for men?
Oh, this is a great story. Boy,
Mike.
he's
I
going to be
Mike
so
Morgan's
mad that we're
awesome.
going to do it again.
Yeah.
Because we've already reset this once. But over this, like his company's pretty much been home based, and during the No Shave November, what he decided to do was take the gray out of his beard, and he was sending pictures out of the Just for Men beard. I mean,
Yeah.
he turned into Blackbeard.
Yeah.
For
I'd like to see those.
He looked like-
actually.
I'll show you.
Yeah,
He
please.
looked like
Yeah.
Tom Segura.
I haven't seen him. I saw him during Idol.
Yeah.
The Idol. He was there. During your Idol. over at.
It was that night we came in after.
Yeah. That's the
Michael
last
Morgan
time I saw.
was?
Yeah.
Young Mike.
Yeah.
Huh.
I believe it was Idle, wasn't it? It was
I don't
one of
know.
those
No,
early
I don't think it was Idle.
practice
I don't
nights.
think it was Idle.
It was an early practice
It was
night.
practice, maybe.
Early practice night when they could go up and
Oh,
try
I
out the
remember that.
stage.
And then yes, and,
And
you
these
walked
two
back.
were there.
And you
Yes.
walked back. I remember that.
And Mike was talking about how he liked having my mom as a first grade teacher.
Oh, did he?
A lot.
Well, he always says that. He's always
A
like,
lot.
Marsh Perry taught me how to read.
Yeah. And he wanted to tell
Every
her all
time
about
he sees
that.
every time he sees John, he tells him.
And my mom.
does
She
he-
was there.
Does he forget that he tells you this?
I'm not going to say that
All right.
publicly
No, I mean,
right now. I'm just
obviously-
saying I don't think
Obviously, he's just giving her props
he
every
is.
time he sees
He
her.
likes my mom.
Yeah.
He
We all do.
not him.
She's a great teacher.
Who
She's a
doesn't
great
like your
teacher.
mom?
Yeah,
What'd you
she's
think
a
of
great
Idol?
person. Loved it.
I thought that was going to be. I wanted to do it again this year. I was on my way, had a live band back, and I'm
Courtney, for some reason, was like, I'm not sure I want to do it. And then she was all about it,
Yeah.
and then you didn't do it.
I could.
You couldn't.
Yeah,
With COVID. Yeah.
with COVID.
But I thought it was really good.
For the first one,
It was good, and the judges were good. It was
you
all good.
Did you enjoy it? I mean,
Loved
positive
it.
experience.
Loved it. I'd go 4 hours early. Just one, to get a seat
Yeah.
because it was packed, but two, just to hang, and I loved it.
there's
Yeah.
no way you could do it now with COVID and
No.
the way we. I mean,
Oh,
Chad,
we were on top of each
We
other.
were
Oh,
on
it was
top
packed
of each
in
other.
there, yeah.
It.
I'm surprised you didn't compete.
Oh no.
No shit, man.
Oh,
I'm
no.
surprised.
Courtney,
Now, you know what?
Courtney
though?
did great.
I will say.
Hey, let me
this,
tell you
too.
something. This guy can sing.
Okay,
He,
at
now he's going to
51.
act like he can't. He
That's
can't.
right.
51. I'm not going to say I can't. At 51, all right. Every year I try to do something different, like play piano. Clark Walker, he's teaching me piano and singing, and I love it.
You are,
Right now?
You know
I
how to
got
play
voice
piano?
lessons.
Do you know how to play the piano?
Yes, I do.
You're kidding me.
It's not great.
Like
What is it? Thank you.
now,
Jess says I'm
didn't
awesome. I
you
can
try?
sing. A little
Did
bit.
you do that as a kid? Play piano and guitar and stuff, or took
Yes,
lessons?
but then got away from it with
Yeah, yeah.
sports and all
But
that.
now
kind of
you're,
stuff. I love it.
You're doing
Of course,
that.
my girls have always done it.
Oh,
And I said to
very
Clark, when they
musical.
help out, I just do a little bit at the end of their sessions.
Well, and
I'm in.
mom
I'm
told me that
sold.
like you sang at church or
I
something.
did have
man.
a solo there.
She thought it was awesome.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Recently,
A year or two ago?
Christmas 2 years ago, I did a solo there
at my church, at the Methodist.
Yeah,
at the Methodist. That's your church.
over there in the Methodome.
Well,
Yeah, in the Methodome. Yeah,
So
yeah.
the Methodist Church is now known as Pudge's Place.
Well, that's Pudge's
your
church.
church.
Yeah, it's Pudge's church.
It's
Pudge's church. Yeah.
I did not know that.
well, I just meant
But-
where I guess.
Maybe I need to venture
Hey,
back and see.
Pudge's a church.
I did not know that.
Hey, I saw your. I told him I was going to give you hell on his behalf today. I saw your ex-brother-in-law today, Brian.
I know Brian.
He got a
very
new
well.
truck.
Did he?
Well,
God damn, it's about time.
good,
I've been
'cause
wondering
he's
when
had
he was.
that forever.
I was getting concerned that he wasn't doing well.
No, he. No, I told him.
He's
Yeah, I told him. today. I
I'm
said,
just
Brian.
kidding.
Brian's
I
a good
said
guy.
I have known you all my life, and I said I think this is vehicle number 4.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I
He's
know
not.
that you have.
I love it. I mean, that guy and I are aligned on the vehicles.
Yeah.
Like that. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, drive that son of a bitch
Yeah.
until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did a church solo.
I did. It was. I can do it for you if you want. I'm
Well,
kidding.
you
No,
know.
no, please.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
But Jordan
Lombardo. Oh
Lombardo's
yeah, yeah. We know
talented,
Jordan.
I had the first verse. He had the second verse.
What do you think of that
Because
guy?
we are both tenor. He's amazing. In fact, when I was learning, here's what was scary about it. I'll just tell you. Okay, I did okay. I'm not. If I had to do it again, I could do it.
You
because
were
it was
pleased
early.
with the
It
performance.
was early in my singing lessons, okay? And Clark said, I think you can do it. You're a tenor, he's a tenor, you do the first verse, he'll do the second verse. But when I was learning, I would sit next to Jordan because it's not just, here's a song, here's the tune, practice.
Yeah.
You're actually looking at, I didn't know all this. You're looking at notes and you know where to hit and you know what a C
didn't know
is, you know what
that.
a D, and so you're reading music. And
can hear it.
When you sing?
Oh yeah. And so early
shit.
on, I was like, I'm trying to figure this out. So, but I could listen to him and kind of mimic him and be on pitch
know
and
where
do what
this-
I want to do because of him. He's amazing,
It's all alphabet numbers.
dude. It's
Like it's all.
Well, you know.
Well,
But to
I don't
me,
know.
it's incredible.
I don't know because I
how
can't-
much detail is there?
Well-
and playing the piano is even more detail.
I have no clue about reading sheet music.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like
and
what-
the pace
what-
and the
Well,
all
what
of
can,
it.
what can you do on the piano now, dude? Like, are you advanced? Like, you on Twinkle Twinkle Little
It's-
Star?
no,
and
it's
that, or,
more
I mean-
like she'll be coming around the mountain, or
she'll be coming around the
you
mountain
know,
rats.
things like I did work on Ave Maria the other day. I was working
now,
with
well,
that.
now,
With
my God, now that's
well,
technical.
Hey, you know when I sat down and learned last night, you guys will appreciate
Now
that.
you're Mary Elizabeth Billman, more or less.
let's not even go there.
More or less.
No, no,
Can you tap out on an organ?
no. I've not. I don't know that. I have
Stevie Jarvis.
have a piano at the house,
Okay.
which I
Upright.
twinkle from time to time.
Does he entertain you doing that, Jess?
I mean, occasionally.
Does he serenade you
I
at all?
have. I did.
Oh,
sing
I
for-
love it.
Clark was there, and we hit. We hit Michael Bublé,
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah.
I want to go home, and I hit that for her.
Oh, I like that.
You
song.
played it
Yeah.
too?
No, I sang it.
You
he
sang
played
it.
it.
He
He
played
played it. I sang it.
Well, Clark can play anything.
Clark can play.
And Clark can sing.
Clark.
Oh, dude, he can
He's-
do it all.
Yeah, he's
He's a
another one like
good
Jordan.
guy too.
I really enjoyed it.
It's his
whenever-
wife's birthday. By
Whenever
the way,
him
so
and
shout
Jordan
out to
were
her.
running the music at the church,
Yeah.
my church. You know?
Oh, you
It
mean
is
over at your church?
Do you,
Yeah.
do you coordinate all that?
no, I just
And
was
the
a
upper
spectator.
basketball and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, not at all. But I really enjoyed it whenever those guys were doing the music. They
good.
They went down to Oak Hill
Jordan's
and
good.
went
Yeah.
back to their home church or whatever Clark did, and I would like to go down there. Man, I think Jordan Lombardo probably he's going to go down as one of the greats. You know, not that he's going to go down. My God, he's 25 or something.
Right,
He's young,
right.
but like he's already leaps and bounds ahead of most. Him and Bart will probably go down as the two most talented of our
He's laying in
generation
it. Now,
coming around.
he goes, I said, can you play anything? We were at the spot the other day. He said, I'm not into horns. I can tinker around with the horns.
Jeff Japes can.
But pretty much anything else, a string instrument or piano, the guy can do.
Yeah, Jeff, the bartender.
Jeff James, the guy I was telling you about, Fat
Yes,
Jesus.
Fat
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm telling you what, man, he'll bring a
full
horn section.
full ride
to
to
the
Rio
table.
on the horn section.
Yeah, He'll bring it.
I'd like to hear
He'll bring
that.
a saxophone at you, buddy.
Love it.
You know, as a
But I'm
guy,
into it. I eat it up. I love it.
as a guy that went through sports and then got into music later on in life,
Yeah. That's me right now.
I'm really glad I did the sports. Don't get me wrong, but
But you could have had, if you just had that same time on music, what could you be doing? Yes.
I don't even.
That's a lot of hours on the football field, a lot of hours in the weight room. I'm the same way. And I like doing it, and
Well,
I
but
might not even be into fitness
Now,
like I am if I didn't do it.
Now I went
but
to
I love
Nashville,
it.
and I mean, let me tell you something. As good as somebody may think they are, then you go down to Nashville, and I mean, everybody down there is Jordan Lombardo. Like,
I agree with you.
I mean, it's.
the times I've been there, yes.
I mean, it's like I can't even describe it. Like whenever I've seen local guys, and even myself. You'll go down there, and I mean, listen, like unless you've got like an incredible amount of money behind you, or like you are just like super gifted at
Just
one
really
thing,
gifted,
then
yeah.
you really got. I mean, you're really the odds are against you. I mean,
Well, even Garth Brooks talked about,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I got more money than when he was big,
Yeah.
like in his heyday. Not that he's still not great, but I have more money than my grandkids can spend.
Yeah.
But he said, I can go to Tootsie's, I can go anywhere today, and somebody's more talented, can sing better, can play better than I can.
oh yeah, that's what I said about the money part of it.
Yes.
I mean, it's all.
Yes.
That's more of a journey than it is a skill level. It's how you navigate through the weeds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, who you attach yourself to, and
Yeah.
and what projects you.
And that, going back to the Idol, that was kind of what I was wanting to get. I didn't want that to be a karaoke competition.
Yes.
I talked with
Yeah.
you a lot about
We did, yeah.
Now you were singing behind the track, just because that was our first one. I didn't have a chance to get the band going.
And it was the easier way to do it.
But I wanted those people. I didn't want people getting in it unless they really kind of had some desire to start. I'm not saying go to Nashville or go to wherever, but I'm saying
Be on the stage.
if you wanted to be on a stage and start gigging,
Yeah.
because I've done that, and I'm telling you that's a commitment.
Sure.
And I thought, well, this is the best jump start to getting you out there because
Well,
Well,
and you had it going this year. Prior to COVID, you had a house band committed.
I had Shane's.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
not
why I
only
had
house band, but I had the Wild Horse house band. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I
Cool,
had Shane
yeah.
Runyon's band.
So I could have danced at the same time. I'd have loved that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe even sang a little bit. But the whole thing at the Apple Festival with Kylie and Courtney got up. It was really good. I mean, you had your top 3 go up and perform.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool.
good.
I thought that was
really
just
good.
that was just one of those.
That was a well-run event. Dude,
Well, I
from
had to-
start to finish.
I had a chance to kind of show off my relationships with Jaffe and the stock room and do all that and make that one big nice puzzle, and it was really cool.
It was good.
Really cool. So
It was really good.
well, you got a babysitter you got to go catch.
I
up.
got a babysitter, and
Okay,
but
Hey,
we're,
bud.
we're an hour and 50 probably.
Yeah, about 141.
All right. Well,
I really
hey,
appreciate
dude,
it, guys.
feel like
Thanks
that just
for coming
buzzed
up,
through,
buddy.
man.
It was fun.
That was fun. It's quick.
Hey,
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
let's do it again.
Let's.
Let's do it again. Hey,
Let's
cheers,
do
man.
it.
Merry
Cheers.
Christmas, buddy.
Cheers
Merry
and Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Cheers.
Love you.
This, you
Cheers
are
to everyone back
you
there.
are our last guest before the end of
That's
the year.
awesome.
So we are going to take a. So if you are listening out there on YouTube, Chubby Bartenders at YouTube. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple, so we talked about this tonight. Let's tell. Hey, we had roughly 10,000 views on YouTube last month.
Yes.
Roughly, if you round up a little bit, 8,810, something like that. And then we had on our platform that we throw out to our digital or our listen audio only, which is your Spotify's and your Apples and all that. We had almost 2,000. So for first month, kind of rocking. That's pretty
Good for you guys.
And
Hey,
It's fun. You
Like
guys are fun.
and subscribe.
yeah, and that's
If
what we
you
want.
like us.
That's what we wanted to tell
Yeah.
people is, hey, if you just hit the like or hit the subscribe button. The like button is not a real
Like
important-
button is cool, but man, subscribe.
Yeah, we want you subscribing, and that way we want you having feedback, and we'll send you notifications whenever we come out with new stuff. So hit that subscribe button. It's real easy.
Thank you, John Perry. Thank
Yes.
you, Steve Lloyd.
Yeah, thank you, Steve Lloyd, man.
For the ashtray that I've completely screwed up.
Yeah. We'll get him in there eventually, Steve.
Maybe not. Kind of wild.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Merry
John,
Christmas.
thanks.
See you
Merry
guys.
Christmas
Thank you guys.
to all
Yep.
you
Appreciate
chubbies.
it.
All right.
Take
See ya.
care.